Hello everyone, and welcome back to another cozy, relaxing, long play with commentary video in our brand new world, Faebloom Valley. Literally almost every single suggestion from the last video said that we had to name this something with flowers, so welcome to Faebloom Valley. And in today's video, we're going to be building again, but before we start building, I actually did a little bit of in-between episode progression, so I want to go through that with you guys really quick. The last time we were in this world in episode 1, we built up this little starter house, and oh, I am stuck on the leaves. But this little starter house is what we accomplished in the last video, and it's just a quaint, cozy little place. Now, on the inside of our little cottage, we've got kind of a very basic interior. I didn't have that many items, but over here we've got like a little bit of a crafting area, and then a smelting area, and then in here we have our bedroom. And then finally, upstairs up the ladder, we have our storage area. Now, as you can see on my hotbar, I have gained some levels from the last episode, and that's because in between episodes, I went down into the caves to look for some materials, and I found an ancient city. And of course, being me, I did the smart thing and I looted a bunch, so I found a bunch of different iron and diamond armor and some hoes down there, and we also found a bunch of other treasures as well that we can upgrade with later. So we've got a bunch of different books here. Depth Strider, Silk Touch, Fortune, and also we found Swift Sneak 3. 2 of them even. Enchanted Golden Apples are always fun. There was a Sharpness 5 book there, which is actually so good, and a bunch of music discs and saddles. So we also could go get a horse if we wanted to. I don't know if we're quite ready for that yet though. But we will leave all that stuff for now because I don't really feel like I'm ready to move into diamond tools or diamond armor yet. But the other thing that I did in between episodes was that I crafted up a couple more botany pots to get some passive wood growing. And there are also a couple over here for some mangrove and some pine wood as well. It doesn't produce a ton. I mean, this has been going for quite a while, but it's all right. We can still use it to make some charcoal for torches and other things like that. And that's pretty much everything I did in between episodes. But now to focus on today's video, we've got to decide what we're actually going to do today. And I think since I have 34 levels down on my hotbar right now, I want to get to the point where we can eventually do some enchanting. Luckily, we do have a little bit of sugarcane planted down here. I think I also did this in between episodes. I don't 100% remember if I did this last time or not, so apologies. But we can go ahead and expand our sugarcane operation a little bit down here. And I think just having a little bit planted down here for just temporarily, we can always move this later into a more permanent spot, will be fine. But the other part of enchanting is also going to find some cows because we're going to need leather. And I don't have any crops planted yet, but I did get something to help us lure the cows over, and that is 2 leads. I also got a bunch of soul torches, but the main thing that I got from the ancient city that I was really excited about was the 2 leads. So I think today let's look for some cows, and then maybe we can build them like a cozy little barn and a crop area, so that way we can breed them and also feed ourselves. But since we first spawned in, I haven't seen any cows at all in this valley, and it's been, I don't know how many days it's been since we started this world. I can check that though. Sorry for how chaotic this looks. It has been 21 days. We still are very early game. It's only 20 days into the world, so it's not too late to be looking for some cows. And maybe we could also find some sheep too. If we can start getting some sheep bred, that would also be great. But yeah, I haven't seen any cows over on this side of the island, and I didn't see any when I was going to the ancient city. I mean, not that there's going to be any cows down in here, but is there anything? No. I was also hoping for iron because we do desperately need iron, and while we're in here, let's just go ahead and drop some soul torches so nothing spawns in here and creeps up on us. The fire also is very, very blue with these shaders. I've never placed a soul torch down with these, you know, colored blocklight shader things on, so this is kind of interesting. Oh, there's a cave, and there's also some rotten flesh. Have I been here before? Oh, I don't know. I don't want to know either. I am just a girl. Let's just focus on cows. We don't even need iron. Iron's not that important. Oh, but here's some of that wild wheat. It's wild emmer. That's the name of this. And we can just put this in our hands, or in our hotbar, I should say, and then we can use that to breed our cows. But not only breeding our cows, we can also use it to lead them towards us if they sense the wheat in our offhand. That way we can put them on a lead. Although I'm not really seeing anything. I'm not really seeing much, not even sheep or anything. And I'm pretty sure in the last episode, I've pretty much decimated the pig population up here. And it is starting to get dark as well, so we might have to go and sleep at our house before we continue on the search for the cows. Hello? Any cows? Moo? Hello? I don't think that they like us very much. Oh, here we got a little cave, and there's some iron in here. We'll just light this up. You know, from the shaders, I have the cave lighting up quite a bit because it is very, very dark without it. So I try to give you guys a good viewing experience here on YouTube, but if I don't put these torches down, even though it looks lit up, it is not lit up and things will spawn. Oh, that's not a problem because we have a couple of extra iron pickaxes that I made after I went down into the caves last time. Or in between episodes, I should say. I was really looking for some diamonds, just a couple of extra diamonds, but I didn't find that much. I think I found like 6 or 7 down there before I found the ancient city. And I think most of the diamonds that I found were in the ancient city. And I was scared the whole time. I set off 2 shriekers, and that's not very relaxing for a long play. That's why I didn't record that. But I set off 2 shriekers and then I ran away. But I got quite a few chests that were pretty much like free, you know, that had no shriekers or anything near them. All right, let's head over to our house and we'll go sleep before we search for some more cows over on that section. And on the way, we'll just be very, very careful because I have not lit up any of this area around us. Eventually, I'd like to get the whole forest lit up so that there's nothing able to spawn over here. But for now, we just have to be extra, extra careful and head into our house and sleep through the night. All right, day 1 of cow operation was unsuccessful, but that's okay because day 2 is here and today I feel like it's going to be a great day. But first, let me go ahead and drop in our iron to smelt. You never know when we're going to need a little bit more iron. And now we can finally begin day 2 of our cow searching operation. And I think this time we'll head over this way because I did see cows over here on the very first day that we spawned in. Ooh. So I have fixed the copper texture being deep fried. They just don't glow anymore. And also I'm going to collect the copper because I was thinking about maybe using that today in our build. I'm always saying what a beautiful block it is. And if I just never use it, I'm never going to. So today I'm committing to using it. Maybe. I don't know if I want to say committing yet, but maybe we'll use that. Probably. Sorry, trees. I should have just gone around. I'm so sorry. But I think if we just keep going this way, we'll eventually find some more animals. Oh, I hear a chicken. Hello. Oh, baby chicken. Let's go. Hello? Okay, that was extremely embarrassing. No one put anything about that in the comments, okay? That was extremely embarrassing. Any cows around? Any sheep? Anything besides chickens? Hello? Oh, look, there's a cow up there. Let's go. Those sun rays were shining right on him. We'll have to get over there and get that cow. And then, oh gosh, there's a skeleton there. Please leave me alone. Me and my cow, please leave me alone. Thank you. All right, so I think he's just down there or right there. Okay, sorry. My brain got twisted for a second. That's okay. That is completely okay. Oh, and there's some more cows. Oh, I'm so excited. Hello, baby angels. I just need the 2 of you, so if you could just come this way, then we can breed you, and that's totally fine. But everyone, come on down. Follow the wheat, and you're also on the leads. Oh, yeah, look how cute the house looks, by the way. I especially love how the lanterns kind of have that, like, glowy warmth to them from so far away. It looks so good. Okay, we're dancing. Oh, I'm so sorry. Don't come down this way. I don't want you to get hurt. Maybe this way? This will be a little bit easier? Okay. Oh, I broke the lead already. All right. All right, let me go up there and get the lead. Oh my gosh, cows are already quite a bit of... Where did you come from? There's like a sheep here too now. Correction, there are 2 sheep, and I guess that they are coming home with me. So, all right, everyone, 2 sheep and 2 cows. Let's, everyone here. I'm just going to take the lead because this is going to be a very long process no matter what. So let's just head in this direction so that we can make you guys a little cow pen. Well, a cow and sheep pen now. Now, this part of the long play is definitely a recurring part of all of the long plays that I do, which is getting the cows to go over to my base so that I can make bookshelves. Because bookshelves are just like a fantastic item. Oh, careful. Careful! Tried to get you to go down the right way. But bookshelves are a fantastic decoration item, especially for a little cottage or a little house that you're going to be building. I love to have a good cozy bookshelf because I love to read in real life. Why are we stuck? Let's go this way. Everyone this way. This is going to be... I don't have enough blocks to do this. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit tough. But let's actually probably just take you guys with the leads. And take you across. Alright, and here we go. Everyone this way. Yep. Okay, I think I saw a sheep fall down. So we'll have... Oh, no, they're fine. They're both fine. I'll have to go get them. So I'm going to bring you guys right here. Do not walk backwards into that water, please. And I will be right back to lead you home. I just have to get the sheep first. Hello. And let's go get your brother over here. Hello. Now, come this way. We can just gently go up this little slope. Come on. Come on. Come now. Oh, okay. Another broken lead. Are we being for real right now? Do you not want to go to a new home where you'll have lots of children and wheat? Yeah, wheat. Exactly. This stuff. You guys love this stuff. You're going to have so much of it. Okay, we've got a cow here and the other cow. All right, perfect. Everyone, let's follow me. Oh, did not mean to right-click you. Sorry. Everyone this way. We're going to go to my house. And even though it's probably only like 100, 200 blocks to my house from here, it definitely feels like with all these animals, it's going to take probably 4 years. Especially because I don't know why, but I feel like sometimes the like distance when they can follow you is so weird. Like they just randomly like lose interest. But even if it takes a little while, it's going to be worth the effort right now. And I'd rather do this now, like sooner rather than later type of thing. Because when we start building, I'd rather just like focus on the building and not have to go find cows and stuff afterwards. So like I said, we are going to be building a barn, but as for the crop stuff that I want to do, there's no real like flat land around here. It's going to be kind of challenging with the landscape. So I think we're going to have to be pretty creative. And instead of fighting the landscape, I think I want to build kind of with it. So maybe some kind of like terraced crop fields or some kind of like maybe pods or something kind of like stacked on top of each other. I don't know exactly how we're going to do it yet. I'm still kind of like workshopping the idea in my head. But I think it'll be a fun little way to kind of challenge myself and do something a little bit different than I normally do. And you guys have probably seen me make like a billion barns and different crop spaces. So it'll also be fun and like refreshing to get kind of like engage with the terrain in this way, because normally I just make like a big flat area. And I think it's going to be super, super fun. So that is what we're going to focus on today. And we'll also have to go, I think, on a little bit of an adventure because I do want to get some more limestone from the meadow biome. So we will also have to go do that because I did not do that in between episodes. I am going to try to make that part of my between episode routine though. And hello, all of you, this way. All of you, please. Yes, thank you. Because we are going to need quite a bit of it because I do want that to be like our main pathway through the entire flower forest. I mean, we can have side pathways that are like, you know, made out of coarse dirt and granite and stuff like that, but we will probably have mostly our main pathway be out of these main blocks from the meadow. All right, come on now. Come on, y'all. We're going to just go into my house because that's pretty much the only spot that I have for you at the current moment. So everyone just come on in. I removed the door for easier entry into the house, and I'm going to just replace the door, and then everyone can have a little bit of food, and everyone will be happy. And I will take the XP too because we need that for enchanting later on. Now we've got all of our charcoal done, and we've got some terracotta left over. Didn't realize that. I'm also going to need to go ahead and cover this window, so I'm just going to use a cobblestone. I completely forgot to fill that flower pot last time anyways. Hee hee, whoops. Alright, now to go upstairs. I don't have any trapdoors, but that's fine. They shouldn't be able to climb the ladder all the way up. But I have 31 copper, 37 copper actually, and I'm gonna need a lot more if we are going to want to use that today for our... I think I want to use oak for the main structure because I feel like oak and copper will be a great combination together, but we only have one stripped oak and I don't see any other oak in there, so we'll have to go collect some of that as well. What are we doing? See, this is why I wanted the trapdoor, but I just didn't have any trapdoors up there. But you know what? We're just gonna ignore that. I'm gonna grab this copper, put it in the smelter, and I think it's time to go into the caves. Because last time when we were down in this cave behind the house, the weird waterfall cave where the water froze, that cave had a lot of copper in it. So if we just head down there, I bet we could get a ton of copper for our, you know, barn today. And see, here's some right here. I am so happy that this does not look deep fried anymore because it was looking a little bit rough the last time that we were in this world. But for that, I just turned off the emissives in the settings for copper ore because it was not giving me the option when I looked through the shader files to turn down the emissives like I used to for complementary shaders. And I really wish we had fortune right now so we could get a bunch more copper for every time we mine, but we're probably just going to have to mine a bunch instead because we are working towards our enchantment table right now. Ooh, anyone else so scared when they jumped down? Even though there's water there, I was like so scared right there. I don't know why. It just like made my stomach do that thing like when you're on a roller coaster or when you're driving in a car like down a hill. Like my stomach does like flip-flops. I don't know if anyone else has that, but I definitely do. Also, slight change of topic, but I hope everyone's having a good 2025 so far. When I'm recording this, it is almost the end of April, which I cannot believe that it's almost May. I don't know where the time is going, and I feel like I say that every single time. It just goes so fast, and currently I am on a little bit of a content break, as you guys may know. But I've been working a lot on... Oh! I didn't even see him! Whoops! Alright. We will just replace that, no problems. Let's just light this up, because I think maybe the creeper came from over there. But I'm on a little bit of a content break because I'm currently working on a class for my language skills for living in the Netherlands. I'm trying to learn Dutch. And well, I know a lot of it, but I have really struggled over the last few years that I've lived here. So it's time to take it a little bit more seriously because, you know, I was trying to focus on my YouTube a lot and I wasn't really, you know, focusing on what I should be as much. But now it's actually finally time for me to lock in and get this taken care of. That way I don't have to worry about it as much in the future. And my time is going really fast, especially with my class and studying every day. It has been going quite quick. Although I do actually feel like I am making progress and I have learned some things and I'm getting a little bit more confident. I feel like that's the big thing for me is that I just lack a lot of confidence, especially when it comes to speaking, but I feel a little bit more confident after taking, you know, the last few weeks of my course. But this is a beginner course because I just wanted to start completely over at like the fundamentals and really get like a good foundation for my language skills. Because I know so many words from like living here. I know like pretty much all of the cooking words and all the food words and stuff, and I understand a lot, but I just have trouble like making my own sentences sometimes. But I feel like my class has been really helping me, so I'm very proud of my progress so far in the last couple of weeks, and I don't know how long it's going to take me to get to the level that I need to be at for my exams and stuff, but I'm feeling pretty good about it right now. But all of that was to say that my time feels so limited these days. I'm trying to record a little bit here and there when I have some free time. But between the couple hours that I spend studying every day, my class hours every day, and then of course also the time that I spend doing other things, you know, I've been trying to work out more, I've been trying to read more, I've been trying to spring clean my whole house and get rid of things. We are currently, well, we had been redoing parts of our kitchen, so we tore down a wall, we got a new fridge, because our freezer broke down last October, so we finally replaced that last month. Also, I don't think I mentioned this, but I am just going to grab some granite for maybe like a little pathway inside the barn. I don't know if we're actually going to use it, but something's telling me that we might like this at some point. So I'll just grab a little bit of this while we're down here. And with this little bit here, we have over a stack. So that should be enough. Let's focus on copper now. But yeah, everything has just been so busy. I feel like I have, you know, I get up at 6 a.m. every day, or sometimes even a little bit earlier. And then by the time, like before I know it, it's already 8:30 and I'm so sleepy that I can literally do nothing besides like go lay in my bed and read. And currently I am reading the third book in the Fourth Wing series. I am about 35% of the way through at this current time. By the time this video comes out, I am not surprised if I will be done with the book already. And you guys might remember that I was reading the Throne of Glass series, but I am just taking a break. I'm like reading 2 and then taking a break and then reading 2 and taking a break. So I read books 1 and 2, and then I read The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and then I read books 3 and the prequel book as well, and then now I'm taking a break to read Fourth Wing. Well, Onyx Storm, I should say. Oh, okay, just dig out of here. Oh my gosh, that is so scary. That's never happened to me before in this Longplay series. I just wasn't paying attention. I was talking about books, I was yapping, and that always happens to me when I yap. I always gotta pay a little bit more attention instead of yap only. Anyways, after waiting for the library queue for a few months, it was finally my time for Onyx Storm, and I've been really enjoying it. Although I won't lie, because I read the first 2 books of last year, I did not remember what was going on. I had to like reread the first couple chapters like 3 times to like get myself back into it, if that makes sense. I have been enjoying it though, and I'm really looking forward to where the story is going to go in this 3rd book, because the first 2 books were kind of, I feel like, really setting up this like big struggle, and now I'm super excited to see the big struggle finally happen. Although I don't know if it'll happen in this book, because I do think I read that there was going to be a 4th one. But either way, I have been enjoying the series, so I'm very excited to read it. And then I'm going to continue on with Throne of Glass. I'm going to read 2 of those. So I'm going to read, I think, Queen of Shadows, and whichever one comes after that. And then after that, I'm finally going to be able to read Sunrise on the Reaping. And if we just do, yeah, the book, there we go. Okay, perfect. I think we need a little bit more. 32 blocks doesn't seem like it'll be enough. But anyways, my partner recently got me Sunrise on the Reaping on my Kindle, so I'm very excited to read it. I know I'm probably going to sob and scream and cry, and honestly, I'm not really ready, but I'm also 1000% ready at the same time. I don't really know how to explain it, but that's just how I'm feeling. I've also discovered a bunch of new like bookstagrammers that have had really good recommendations, so I'm going to go through and just slowly kind of get through my TBR based on what I can find at the library, or if I find anything good on like a Kindle sale or something. But buying books is just so expensive, so sometimes I just have to wait for stuff to become available at the library. And where I live in the Netherlands, there's a lot of books that are in Dutch, obviously, and there are books in English, but they're just so much more limited, so sometimes it takes quite a while to get an English book. Oh, I saw that creeper up there. Let's get him so we can get the rest of this copper. Yep, there we go. But anyways, yeah, let me know what you guys are reading, and let me know what you guys are thinking of the series that you're reading, or if you've read any of the books that I'm talking about and what you thought about them as well. I love reading your guys' comments about books because I always find little good suggestions to add to my TBR. And feel free also, if you guys haven't joined the Discord, if you want to join the Discord, we have a whole book club channel where people talk about the books that they're reading or what they're rating the books that they've read. So feel free if you want to. It's no pressure to join. I try to only ping about important stuff or content. If you're worried about pings, we try not to ping that much in my Discord because I know it can get quite overwhelming. But feel free to join if you'd like. Oh, okay. I think we're just not gonna go that way. We're gonna be smart about this today. Frogcrafting, and we're just gonna walk away before we get screamy noises because I don't know if it reset from when I was in the ancient city before. I don't know if you have to stay within the range of the ancient city or how that works. So if somebody does know, feel free to let me know. I'm not going to Google that right now. But I will look forward to y'all's comments, as always, telling me how things work, especially like really niche things. You guys know a lot of information that I don't know. But let's just adjust our focus back to getting some more copper, safety, security, cows, the barn, the crops, no shriekers, you know, that is the focus. Nothing scary and creepy, and only relaxing vibes. All right, so let's go ahead. Oh. Bam. Oh, not me trying to hit that skeleton and completely missing. I was like trying to make a cool jump shot and I just completely missed. I only wanted the copper. That's all I really wanted. That is so embarrassing. And oh, some lapis. We will need that for enchanting. So let's go ahead and grab all of this as well. Also pretty cool that we just hit level 35, and that is just from, you know, fighting mobs, smelting, mining up stuff that gives XP. We don't have an XP farm in this world yet. I haven't found a spawner yet. I'm going to probably look around in between episodes because we'll probably need one for all of the XP that we're going to need for enchanting. But honestly, it's not really a priority at this moment, but let's go ahead. We're going to drop down our crafting table and let's see how many blocks of copper do we have? 42. Do we think that's going to be enough? Because, well, if we make this into the cut version in the stone cutter, we'll get 4 times. So that would be 160 blocks of copper? Yeah, that should probably be enough for a barn. All right, and let's take out this creeper and try to think, do we need anything else down here right now? Because I don't think we do. We grabbed some copper, we grabbed some granite, we grabbed a little bit of gravel as well. I mean, not that we're going to need a ton, but for the pathway. Yeah, I think that we're pretty much good to go. If we do end up needing any more of the copper for our roof, we can always come down and get some later as well. But for now, let's go ahead and get all of this smelting upstairs because we're also going to have to age down all of this copper. And here we go. Another full day of Minecraft gone. The sun is setting. Didn't realize how long I was down there in those caves. I never have a good estimate of time when I'm actually down there. And hello everyone. Where's the baby cow? Did he get out? Oh, no, there he is. Okay. I was like, where is he? First, let me go ahead and drop in some of this copper to start smelting. I almost went upstairs and put it away before I remembered that I wanted to smelt this. And I think over here we can get another little bit going. So before we do that though, let's go ahead. We're gonna, whoops, not that. We're gonna get some more charcoal going. And now we can head upstairs finally and sort out all the stuff that we picked up in the caves out of our inventory. So let's go ahead and just drop all of these blocks in our stone chest. I know flint doesn't actually go kind of in the mob loot thing, but it's sort of like a miscellaneous crafting item, so I always like to put it with all of this other stuff. I know it doesn't really belong in the mob loot chest, but I mean, it sort of fits in my brain. I don't know. I don't want to make like a whole just one chest for flint and gravel, you know what I mean? I probably should though. And while we're here, let's go ahead and just grab some of this cobble and we're gonna make another furnace. And then we can put the... not the furnace away, the cobblestone away, whoops. But we could take the furnace downstairs with us so we can also smelt some more. We've got a bunch more coal, which we can grab. We've got some iron as well. And I don't really have a spot for this right now, but I'm just going to put it right here just for now and get some of that iron going too, because we're probably going to need some more for tools because I did break both of our iron pickaxes. I'm on my last one. And for once, this chest can be useful, the one that I'm always looking in randomly, but we can just put the rest of our copper in there. And we'll put out the rest of these blocks of copper to smelt, or to age down, not smelt. But we could just put these right outside. Now, normally you're supposed to put these like a certain number of spaces away. Because we're playing a long play today, I'm just going to kind of keep it like casual. I'm not going to count out the spaces, you know what I mean? And next up, while that stuff is all smelting and aging down, let's go ahead into the house and let's pop into free cam really quick because I want to see where are we going to build today. Now, so much of this terrain is so like mountainous and hilly that I don't know if I necessarily see anywhere that a big old barn for sheep and cows could fit, except for maybe like right here. Yeah, this is kind of a big spot, and if we kind of removed all the trees and then pushed the hill back and stopped the water a little bit, I feel like we could fit a barn here. Yeah, we'll just have to find a way to stop all that water, and then we can pull the hill back. And then a barn can go right there on that like flat spot in here. And then for our crop areas, there's not a lot of flat space for that. So maybe on like the edges of the hills, we could do like little terraced crops, like make little pods and then, you know, add each different crop inside of them. I'm not sure how that'll look. I'm having a little bit of trouble visualizing it, but I'm willing to try. And then, yeah, I think that'll be good. All right, back in the world, let's go ahead and head out there. Sorry, I was a little bit turned around. Whenever I'm in free cam, I'm like, what was I doing? But let's go over there. We're gonna clear out a little bit of the space and see what kind of the usable area we have is. I think we're also gonna have to clean up our mangrove stuff. I don't know if we're gonna do that today, but eventually we will have to clean up all this mangrove stuff. But let's go ahead right now. We'll get rid of this dark oak tree because we do have some dark oak growing in the house now, luckily. I'm so thankful to have a couple of botany pots going, you know? I don't know how far away you have before they don't work anymore, so hopefully they still work while we're over in this area. I don't know how many chunks it is though, or blocks or whatever. I don't think we're going to be using this today for the barn at all, but I am going to just go ahead and get rid of the tree though, because it is going to be in our way. And sometimes, I don't know, I have to remove all the trees in an area before I can really see the space that I have to work with. I don't know why, but my brain just really likes blank slates. Sorry, I thought I was going to sneeze, so I muted, but then I didn't sneeze, so this was a little bit awkward. Anyways, like I was saying, at least in Minecraft, my brain likes blank slates. When I'm trying to do art or something, sometimes I struggle with like a blank canvas. But lately, a friend and I, we have been working together on taking some Procreate kind of like tutorial classes here on YouTube, which has been really fun. A bunch of watercolor stuff where you get to like, you know, sketch and then paint with watercolor brushes and Procreate for like little animals or flowers and stuff like that. It's been really fun and relaxing. And I just share the tutorial with my screen in Discord so that we can both kind of see the same steps. It's been really fun. I didn't think it would be as fun, but it's sort of like a paint and sip if you guys have ever done a paint and sip, although we were not sipping, we were just painting. But I highly recommend if you guys have an iPad and you wanted to get into digital art and doing stuff on Procreate, definitely try one of these like, you know, little tutorial videos that are out there. It's been really fun, and I learned so many different tricks for Procreate. Because I have felt like I cannot get the same kind of control with my pen as I do in real life with like a brush or a pencil in real life. And I just realized I don't have any blocks to block off this water with. So we're going to have to probably, yeah, no blocks in our backpack either. We're going to have to go grab some, which we can just grab from right over here. We can get some dirt. Anyways, it's been really fun to learn some like different tricks and tips, and also just to practice more, because sometimes I don't know what to draw and I get like frustrated with myself when I feel like I don't have the same kind of control with my pen. And of course it's raining just right on cue. The rain is falling. But yeah, I've actually been feeling really enriched and creative, even though it's kind of taken off some of the pressure of I've been putting on myself, I should say, of figuring out what to draw or what to make art of with kind of like following a tutorial, you know what I mean? And it's just, I don't know, it's been a lot of fun, and I hope that at some point that I will be confident enough to show y'all my art, maybe someday. I don't know if it'll be in a video or like a post or in Discord or something, but maybe someday I will show y'all my art. Anyways, let's focus up here and start removing all these trees so we can look at the area that we have to work with. This is also going to give us the benefit of having a bunch of oak wood without having to farm more later, but I don't know if this is going to quite be enough. I feel like this is a lot that we're going to get from this area, but I don't know if it's going to be like a whole barn's worth, especially considering that I usually use a lot of stripped oak when I do oak stuff with Mizuno, so that always takes like a full block instead of just using planks, you know? And let's get rid of all of these flowers too. I mean, we'll keep them for later. We're not going to like get rid of them, but we need to remove them for now. And we'll just make sure we pick all of these up too, plus their tea leaves. I don't know what to do with those yet. I've got to figure it out. And we've got a beehive here that I don't want to remove yet. Because I think that there are actually bees in here. There are 3 in there. So we're going to have to bring over a campfire and move them the same way that we moved our bees last time. We'll probably have to do this quite a bit until we get Silk Touch. Once we have Silk Touch, it'll be so much easier to remove the hives. And we do have a Silk Touch book, but we'll wait until we have a diamond axe first. Now let's pop into free cam here. Oh yeah, we still got so many trees to remove out here in the front. We are definitely nowhere near the amount of space. I don't know, I felt like we were over here for quite a while, but I guess we didn't really remove as much as I thought we did. And you know, I just looked out my window and it's such a contrast to the rainy Minecraft weather because it is so sunny and warm here right now. The past couple days I have just been chilling outside in the sun. It has been so nice, bringing my Kindle out, reading my book, you know. When it's not too hot outside, I love to sit outside and just feel like the healing power of the sun. I don't know if anyone else has that, like, maybe it's just me, I don't know, but it definitely feels like the sun is just melting away every stress and worry and care that I have, you know, and I'm just able to relax in a moment of pure sunshine and bliss. Maybe that's just me. Oh, where did all of this water just come from? What? Ah, over here. I guess because maybe I, you know, got that tree or something? I don't really know. I guess this is fine for now, right? Or should I just block this off too? I think we'll just block that off and that way, hopefully it's fine. All right, that should be good for now. Let's go back to our task at hand and we're gonna go ahead and continue to clear out this whole area of all these trees, pick up all these saplings because I might need them later on. Oh, there goes my axe. Okay, well, change of plans. We are going back home to craft a new axe and some other things, and I really need to get rid of all these mangrove things that are just overgrown and everywhere. Between episodes, I promise between episodes I will get rid of all of that. But maybe we'll check our materials once we get back to the house and see if we can make like a crafting upgrade for our backpack. I don't know if we have the stuff for that. Whoops, did not mean to place those down. Is that a cow? How did you get out? How did you get out of the house? No, we're going in. We're going in the house. Come this way, please. All right, right up the porch, in through the door. What? Oh no, the baby sheep was stuck in there. Oh my gosh, it must have grown up in there. Oh no, oh no. Both of you in, please. I'm so sorry. That was terrible. I am so sorry. No. Okay, we're just gonna leave you both here for a moment. I need to remove that because it's bothering me. I don't know where I put my wheat, so did I put it down here? I must have put it upstairs. I think I put it all upstairs. I cannot believe that happened. I even looked at the sheep earlier and I thought to myself, I'm not going to say that out loud to this video because that won't happen. It'll all be fine and that will not happen. Oh, that was terrible. Okay, where is my food chest? Right here. I don't really have anything. Except for carrots. I have so many carrots, but I don't really have anything else. Can I make the carrots into anything? Okay, golden carrots. Rabbit soup. I am not killing rabbits for that. Vegetable sandwich. Oh, I like that. But of course, okay, that requires tomatoes, which we don't have. I have the rest of this. And I'll have to find bread. I don't have beetroot, actually. I don't know how to make the bread, though. Well, I have beetroot, but not seeds. Ah, this is tough. Wait, there were potentially other recipes there that I did not see because I looked at the vegetable sandwich forever. No, that's a regular sandwich. Also requires cabbage, which we don't have. Okay. So that's a no. We can't make anything out of those. Onions. Okay, just a bag of onions. I'm assuming that this is one of the ones where I can't see the recipe in EMI. And beetroot, we can't really make anything out of except for beetroot soup, which is not going to happen. Oh, we can make salad, but we don't have tomatoes or cabbage. We definitely need to go on an adventure and find the rest of these crops that we don't have because we need to get tomatoes, we need to get the cabbage, we need to get all of the other stuff as well. At some point during this video, we will make going on a little adventure a priority, but I want to go ahead and separate out our oak here because we are going to be using that today. And let me get the rest of this all sorted. You know, I could not remember how to make an upgrade template or an upgrade base, so that's the first thing we're going to need to look at for an upgrade base. Okay, so a leather, 4 iron, and some string, which we have. Oh, I am missing the iron. I put it in my backpack. Whoops. Did not mean to do that. All right, here we go. We've got an upgrade base, and now I want to make a crafting upgrade, which allows us to use a crafting table in our backpack. So we'll just grab one of these chests, and I'm going to grab a little bit of wood here because I just like to have an extra crafting table on me at all times, just because I am weird like that. So then what else do we need? That was it. Okay, we made our crafting upgrade. Now we can put that in one of our upgrade slots, and now we have a crafting table on the side of our backpack. And this is going to be very, very helpful for us because we'll be able to craft on the go now, and I won't have to come back as much. So actually, we're going to leave that one here just in case. I might need another one up here, but I do want to go ahead and put the rest of this stuff away. I was just really distracted there for a moment. I really, really want to get into the tea making. I just don't really know what to do with these yet. So for now, we're going to put them right over here in our food chest. Everything from the Let's Do mods doesn't really work that well in EMI, I've noticed. So I'm going to have to look up what to do with those mods. And I hate to do that, but let's go ahead and eat our raw mutton that we got, and we can swap out some more of our copper to smelt down. Because we're going to need to go ahead and craft these into blocks and then age them outside, just like the other ones, because I want that vivid green, cyanish, turquoise, teal. I don't know what color it is, but you guys know what I mean, the oxidized one. And so we'll just craft those all into blocks, and then we can go set these outside to age, just like we did with the other ones. And again, there's no rhyme or reason for how I'm going to place these. I'm just going to kind of space them out a little bit, just so that they have a little bit more options, or chance, sorry, not options, but chance to become a oxidized block. But I'm not going to exactly count out spaces or anything. I don't care that much. It'll happen over time as we're building. We just need them to age down over time, and this kind of configuration that we have right now is maybe not perfect, but it'll work. We can start bringing them back here behind the house as well and space them out this way. That should be enough space. And our last one, that should do it. And over time, those are going to age down quite nicely, I think. Now, next up, we probably need to get this cow inside. So let's grab our wheat from our backpack, and I guess we'll grab the leads and the other ones inside. Oh, well, we got it, but I'm gonna have to kind of lead all the animals away, or lure them away, I guess. And I probably have to break the mangrove door. Oh, I still need an axe. That is what we came over here for, to do, was to make an axe. But then everything else started happening. And I would give you guys some wheat, but you cannot be trusted to have babies in the house. You guys let one grow up in a place where it could, yeah, be harmed. So no more babies. I'm sorry. And don't look, this is unrelated. This is not your child. Oh my gosh, that makes me feel bad. This was not their child, I promise. I was just so hungry, and they were looking so juicy. Oh, I feel bad. I'll be upstairs. No one look for me. Oops, I meant to shift click it into the backpack, not into the crafting part. We will take some torches out. What else do we need? Oh, we need a campfire as well for the bees over there. So let's go ahead and we'll just take some of these spruce logs because we have those growing downstairs. We just need 3 of them. And then we're gonna also need, we don't have any campfires made. Okay, I was just checking. We're going to need some charcoal, which is easy peasy, and we also have the sticks already, so we can just make our campfire really quick. And what else do we need? You know, we can actually get our honeycomb, and we can make a new hive for them already. All right, with all of that, we've got our trapdoors, which we need. We've got our beehive. We've got our campfire. We've got... Oh, we've got some shears too. Nice. Okay, perfect. So this will be good. We're good to move that other beehive now. But before we do that, let's sleep. All right, Operation Move the Beehives is once again underway, but I'm going to grab some flowers because I just put all of mine away. So this will be helpful in luring the bees over to their new hive location. And hopefully they won't be too upset when I break their hive. You know, it always makes me feel really, really bad. Hello, Mr. Skeleton. I just need you to leave because I don't want you to hurt the bees. I don't want to hurt the bees either. I just need to move them slightly. All right, so there are no bees in there and no one got angry. Oh, wait, so if there's nothing in there? Oh, they're not mad. Oh, okay. Is that a glitch? No, they're completely not mad at all. All right, well, bees, come over this way. Come over yonder. And I will lead you guys to a brand new exclusive waterfront townhome. Well, beehive. Never lived in, brand new. Very, very, very beautiful construction. Marble countertops for your honeycomb. And the best part is that it's free. You are not even paying $5,000 a month for this new construction, just like my other bees on the other side of the town, you know? So, hey. This is not about it, okay? Yeah, there are flower fields over here, yes. But also, this is where the beehive is, so... Wait, that's not what I wanted to put there. I forgot to make an axe. Oh my gosh, that was literally the whole point of me going back to the house, and I completely forgot. I just started doing other stuff. Okay, we will make an axe. Just one moment. Let me protect the bees here. And you know what? You guys can have a baby too, now that you're financially stable, since you don't have to worry about rent anymore. There we go, and here's your beehive. Give you guys a couple extra flowers out here. The dense flowers mod coming in clutch. It kind of gives those like little groupings that you see. So cutie. I love that we are surrounded by bees, but before we go back over to the build site, let's go ahead and craft our axe because I don't want to forget again. There we go. We'll just keep all that stuff in our backpack for now. And now back over to where we're going to be building up our barn. We've got a lot of work to do over here still, I think. But I'm already liking the vibe of this clearing quite a bit. Let's just get rid of these leaves here that are looking a little bit weird attached to this tree. I don't want to remove that tree that has the beehive just in case. I'll start with these trees. Oh, I thought that grass was like a different kind of flower with the flowery grass texture pack. And then like the grass little bit on top of it. I don't know what I was thinking. I keep thinking that. That happened to me over in the Cherry Grove as well in the last episode where I thought that the grass was a different kind of like wildflower or something. And those flowers themselves are from the Simple Grass Flowers texture pack. If you guys want to check it out, make sure you check it out over on Modrinth or just check out the entire mod pack if you want. You can find this mod pack over on Modrinth or you can just go to the description and there'll be a direct link to the mod pack right in there. And gonna get rid of this last little bit of tree here. We'll let those leaves despawn. And yeah, I think we need to take this whole thing back maybe a layer or two just to give ourselves a little bit more room. So we'll grab our shovel here, and then this part we're gonna have to get rid of regardless of anything else that we do. But I do think we're gonna have to remove a little bit more than I thought we were gonna have to remove over here. But that's okay. It's all part of the adventure and all part of the journey. And honestly, I find this part of Minecraft very, very relaxing. Now, in my hardcore world in the last episode where I terraformed a massive island, I did not find this relaxing. By the end, it was stressing me out. But when it's just little bits and pieces here and there, very, very, very much relaxing. I love doing a little bit of terrain work, you know? I don't know exactly how far I'm gonna have to pull everything back yet, so I'm just gonna start kind of very, very softly here. And then if we need to remove more later on, we always can. You can always remove more and place it back down if you want to later, but I just want to kind of see it over time visually become different before I decide if I'm going to remove a little bit more or leave a little bit more. Sometimes I'm not that great at envisioning things in my brain. Sometimes I have to really see it before I can believe in the vision. Oh, there goes our first shovel. Let's see. We'll craft another one here. I wonder how many shovels this is going to take us. Probably at least like 2. Yeah, probably definitely like 3. I don't know. Let's leave our guesses in the comments. If you guys want to guess how many shovels are we actually going to break in this video. That was 1. We're currently on our second one. I'm guessing 3. But besides all of that, I hope that this video has found you well today. I hope that everyone's doing okay in the great content drought for Frogcrafting of 2025. Although, I mean, I still think we're going to have a decent amount of videos. We won't have any main series videos for a while. Just like I said earlier, I'm kind of like on a little bit of a semi-hiatus content break type thing with focusing on my citizenship stuff in real life and getting my classes out of the way so that way I don't have to worry about, you know, will I ever not be able to live where I live currently anymore? And I hope that these long plays are helping you guys get through the content drought for sure. I've even been streaming a lot less lately. It's just been a very, very busy time. And it's not my intention to always cancel streams, but I sometimes, you know, I don't have the energy to be on if I've got to go be social, and because there's been like a lot of holidays and stuff here lately. There's even some more holidays that are coming up. But I don't always have the energy to be on after I'm social or after I have to like do like a bunch of stuff during the day sometimes. Because yes, if you would believe it, I also have off days where I don't feel like doing anything. But luckily today is a good day because we are playing some Minecraft. We're able to have some fun. We're going to build up a cozy little barn. It's going to be fantastic. And I hope that if you are watching along to study or with exam season coming up, or if you're just doing chores, or a lot of people tell me that they do crafting while they watch. A lot of people tell me that they crochet or they knit or they embroider. A lot of people were saying cross stitch as well. No matter what it is, whether it's gaming, whether it's studying, whether it's trying to sleep, or whether it's crafting or cleaning, I hope that everything is going well, and I hope that this video is helping you along on your process. I actually have been watching quite a few of these videos from other creators, especially the ones without commentary while I study. But the ones with commentary, I love to watch while I am cozy gaming myself. But I actually really haven't been doing that much cozy gaming. I've just been making the time that I'm playing games cozy, if that makes sense. Oh, and there goes shovel 2. So this is shovel 3. This might take 4 or 5 shovels, honestly. But shovel 2 down, or shovel 3 created, shovel 2 down. Anyways, I've just been making the time that I've been playing games cozy for myself because I haven't really been playing that much cozy stuff lately. I guess besides, you know, like Hello Kitty, I always play Hello Kitty every day. That's part of just my daily routine now because right now I'm at the point where everything that I need to do takes about like 30 minutes a day. So it's not too much. I have 1 achievement left to get in the game, and this one is, I guess, like a big grind. I don't really 100% know. But I hear in a couple of days that we're going to be getting a pretty big content update with some new areas and also some new like quality of life features and quests and stuff, and a bunch of new island visitors, which I'm super, super excited about because that's one of my favorite parts of this game is actually decorating all the cabins for all of the visitors to get them to come live on the island. So at first I pretty much just give them like the bare bones, whatever it takes to get them there. And then over time, I like to upgrade their cabins to be like very personal to them or to have like a little bit of a theme, you know. I've also been super, super into the flower breeding. I am trying so hard every single day to water all my flowers and get all the different colors and get all the different patterns. That sunlight is gorgeous as well. But beyond that, I've been playing some Marvel Rivals with my bestie. And why didn't these decay? Oh, that's right. Because my axe broke last time and I completely forgot to come back here and finish it up. There we go. Anyways, moving back on. I played some 2 Point Museum this spring. That has been super fun. And they just announced that an update is coming, or an update just came. I don't know. I haven't updated it in a minute. So I will probably play some more of that soon. And my partner and I have been playing It Takes Two as well in our free time. The sun is going down. Those shadows are rising. I think I'm just also going to grab some of these oak leaves because we're probably going to need quite a few for the build today. otherwise just been playing a lot of Valorant. I was getting better again, and now I feel like I'm also getting worse again. But new season is coming soon, and I'm super excited to see the new battle pass and the new bundles. Hopefully it's girly pop. But yeah, I've got a couple of games that I'm pretty excited about coming out. Clair Obscur is coming out soon in like the next week or so. And then of course we also have Elden Ring next month. But for now, I'm just kind of like playing my comfort stuff, you know? And let's see, I still think we're gonna have to pull this back a little bit more. It doesn't look like we've cleared enough space here. Because if you think about this, okay, we're gonna have to have a barn here that can fit sheep and cows, and then grazing areas on either side, and a pathway up front. So yeah, unless we want the barn to be super, super small, we're definitely gonna have to, well, first of all, torch this area up so that nothing spawns over here, but we're gonna have to pull back that hill a lot more. I have somewhat alluded to the fact that we need to go on a little adventure at some point today. So I think I want to do that before we go any further. And I also want to check on our copper. But I want to do that now before we get into the thick of building. Because once we start building, I don't want to have to leave to go get, you know, all the things that we need, like the pathway blocks from the meadow biome. So I think we'll just go back to the one that we found last time. And we'll gather up a bunch of that limestone and maybe the mossy limestone too. And we need to check on our sugarcane too, because we have not checked on it, and it is fully grown in, it looks like. Hopefully it is. It's been an hour since we planted it. I am so scared right now. I heard a baby zombie. Oh, yeah, there he is. Okay. Hello. Man, they have so much HP. I guess it's just that I'm so used to having, you know, like sharpness and stuff on my sword. Let's also go ahead and replant so we can get some more. I eventually probably want to get this into its own spot. For right now, though, this works down here on the lakeside. Because we aren't going to start the docks today. That'll probably be in like an upcoming episode. I don't know when though. I want to get through getting a little bit of our enchanting going, and then maybe we could do the docks after that. From the comments of the last episode though, I saw a bunch of really cute ideas for the lake, especially the ones, there were a couple that said build a lighthouse and also a watermill. So I feel like we'll definitely do both of those things. I'm so glad that this seed is inspiring you guys as much as it has inspired me. I really, really like this seed so much. Oh, and so much of our copper is done too. Let's go ahead. We'll do a round and just see if everything is done. Not all of it is done, unfortunately, but some of it is. We'll just have to keep coming to check on it every once in a while until it's all done aging and we're done building our barn. But I'm super excited to be using copper today. I never use copper and I always say that I'm going to, so it is finally just time to use it. We've got, oh, even more. Let me put all of the dirt away. Oh my gosh, it all went into my crafting table. Let's grab all of this and we can craft all of these into blocks. Oh, there's even more there too. And we will just go ahead and type in copper, and there we go. 28 blocks. But I think we will take a couple of these and leave them uncrafted, just in case I need copper for anything else. And now we can go ahead and just place back down some of this copper, just right in the same spots that we already took it from. This definitely isn't the most efficient placement that you can put your copper in, but you know, I think that this is completely fine. It'll age down just fine on its own. at the end of the day, we're just here to vibe. So if it's not the most efficient, that's okay. We'll save that for my hardcore world. But there is one thing we really need to address, and that is our food situation. We are completely out of food, but if we do take this steak from this item frame, who's even gonna know? We can just replace it with an apple. Apple a day, keep the doctor away. You know, except for Harvey from Stardew Valley, he can stay. But if we do that, then we have just a little bit of food. But as I'm thinking about this, the food situation, and that is while I'm putting everything away, sorry, my brain is not really working right now. But we did find a village in the last episode and we did not explore that village at all. So I'm wondering if we go over there. And I think it was like right next to the meadow where we're going for all the other blocks. But I wonder if we go over there, if we can find some food, and that'll at least help us get through. Because if we don't have any food, we are not going to have a good time building and jumping around, falling off, you know. So I think if we just go and head over to that village, maybe we'll even find some of the Farmer's Delight stuff that we're missing, and that would be helpful for our cooking stuff. So I think if we just go take a little rest, a little snooze, if you will, if I can get down the ladder, what is happening? Then when we wake up in the morning, we can go on our adventure. And now that we've rested, I think I'm going to boat over onto that meadow biome that we went to last time, but I'm going to do that solo. That way we're not just recapping everything that we did last time with all the same steps. So yeah, I'll see you guys over there. All right, I was just boating along and I realized that somehow I did not find this little shipwreck last time. So let's go ahead and explore that. I know we're not to the meadow biome yet, but I figure what is the harm in checking out a shipwreck together, you know? All right, so let's just swim on in here, and there's a chest. Oh, somehow I'm sitting on the stairs. Oh gosh. A backpack. Oh, I did not even know that you could get a backpack out of these. That's really, really cool. It's also an iron backpack. So it was upgraded a little bit. There should be more. Oh, wow. Look at all this stuff. Tomato seeds. Okay, that's like so helpful. Oh gosh, I'm drowning. Sorry, that was not very comfy, not very cozy, but we'll eat our steak really quick. I think we got a bunch of food in there. I think that I saw bread, and we already went in this one, right? So there should be another chest. Yeah, right there. Oh, and some books. Yeah, and a map. Love to see it. Oh gosh. Let's check out this treasure map. Oh wow, that is actually so close by. I think we should head over there and try to get this buried treasure. A little bit off topic, a little bit off course, but it is sort of on the way to the meadow still. And let me just throw all of these things. Oh, we got rice. I always forget to close my crafting table. We got moss. That's huge. Paper. We got some tomato seeds. We got this other backpack. It doesn't have anything in it, unfortunately, but that's okay. Having an extra backpack though is just so nice. You'll be able to carry more stuff with you, but also just like if you're adventuring, it's always nice to have a little bit of extra storage. All right, let's just keep looking at our map every so often. Yep, we are going in the right direction. Another thing I forgot to tell you guys when I came back in because I was distracted by the shipwreck was that I remember that there are sleeping bags in this mod pack. So I crafted one. It's only 3 wool, like all on top of each other. So I just sheared a couple of sheep on my way out of the valley. But I crafted it just in case we're going to have any nighttime stuff. So that way we can sleep through the night. And the sun is going to be going down pretty soon, I think. But yeah, we are almost there to the buried treasure. But yeah, I just wanted to catch you guys up, and that's the other thing that I did while we were away. And it should be right down here somewhere. Just gotta be careful because of my air. Yeah, I am like right on that. It's definitely down there somewhere. Okay, I feel like it's right here from the map. Oh! Yes, there we go. Nice. Okay, we were so close the first time if we hadn't almost run out of air. And we got diamonds! Oh, that is so exciting. Okay, so now if we go back down and we break the chest, does that mean that this one doesn't come up in future treasure maps? I don't know how this works. So if you guys know, let me know. All right, back in the boat. And before we get too far here, actually, let me go ahead and just drop a bunch of this stuff into our backpack. We got a bunch of useful things, and the thing I'm most happy about, of course, is getting the bread and the wheat here. At least we'll have a little bit of food, but we also got the cooked fish. We got an empty map so we can make a map of our area back at home. Yeah, and we'll just put all of these things away. Honestly, besides the bread, the thing that I'm most excited about, though, is the mosque, because now I don't have to find a lush cave. I mean, I do eventually want to find a lush cave, but I'm super happy that I don't have to find a lush cave just to get a couple of pieces of moss in case I want to craft any of that, like mossy limestone or anything like that. But we still do love a good lush cave. Actually, that is one thing that I really want to do in a long play. I really want to make a lush cave base. I don't normally live underground, so I think it would be really, really fun to try to explore the lush cave for a base, just like one single time. And I think right up here is actually where that village was, and the meadow biome is up there on the right side as well, coming in with my render distance. Yeah. That is the meadow biome that we went to last time over there. Hello, villagers. Hello. I hope you're all having a good day. I wish we had the Easy Villagers mod, but that mod is not on Fabric. But I would take a couple of villagers over to the valley. Over to Faebloom Valley. I feel like they would be happy there. And I'm just gonna come in and I brought my own bed. I hope you don't mind. Oh, sorry. I was just asleep in your house. I don't know how I ended up in your bed. Also, how do I have regeneration from the sleeping bag? I don't know. We'll have to see if that happens again if we use the sleeping bag again. But let's go ahead. We'll look around at all of the things that we can steal from this village. Sometimes these villages have little houses for Farmer's Delight as well, so we can also look for those. And these are not our at-home cows, so we can grab some food here and some leather, hopefully. Hello, stop embarrassing me, please. But we are going to need the leather and stuff for our enchanting table for later on. Also, I'm so sorry if I repeat myself like a million times on different words that I say or phrases that I say, because I have no idea what's going on. Oh, hello. You're interesting. A water buffalo from the Let's Do Meadow mod. Okay, well, I don't think that they are mean, or hostile, I should say. And oh, this is an apple tree. Let's go ahead and try to get a sapling. I would love to have like a little orchard. If we do want to get into the vinery mod, this will be very, very important for making wines and stuff later on. And we got the cherry sapling last time, but we just didn't find the apple sapling. So we will just leave these leaves to despawn on their own. All right, those were all the cows. We got 17 raw beef and 9 leather. We love that. Why are you screaming? And please never do that again. Thank you. That was very rude of you. Oh my god. Alright, I don't really see too much in this village. I haven't seen a farm or any hay bales, so we might have a quick little trip. We've got some interesting structures here. Got some corn in the middle of the street. Oh, here's a farm. Okay, and then we've got some tomato seeds, which we already have, but we will take a couple more. And these are all just carrots, wheat, beetroot. Oh, beetroot seeds, finally. Thank you, thank you. You won't mind, right? Ooh, we will take everything in here. We've got a stone cutter. We've got some clay. We will always say yes to some free clay and terracotta. That's basically a botany pot right there. And I think this is another stonecutter's house. Yep, we will take all of this too. Thank you very much. Does this house have anything? Nope. Okay. Well, I think we head over to the meadow now then. There was not a ton in this village, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and... Nope, not the wheat. I wanted to grab the bread so we can eat up because our saturation was getting a little bit low. Maybe we can just try and do one more sweep. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Hello, Greg. I hope you're having a good day. Ooh, a cat. I don't have any fish. I just need to have fish on me all the time. Let's go get some fish. And we got a apple tree sapling. I did not actually mean to get that with my shears, but these can't make anything. And they just look like regular oak leaves, even though they say apple leaves. I don't know why these aren't despawning though. Is there like something on top? Are they like stuck? Huh. Not 100% sure on this. I guess let's just try to figure it out. Maybe that was it? I don't know. Well, there's that. We did get 5 apple tree saplings, so that's pretty cool. All right, distraction time is over. We're gonna go over and grab some fish so that we can try to tame that cat, because it felt so weird last time to not tame a cat. It's not a real frog crafting long play unless we at least tame 13 animals. So last time having no cat just really didn't fit. I feel like every single one of my long plays I have like tamed a pet, every single one. But hopefully this few fish over here will be enough. Sometimes you get a 1 cat, you know, a 1 fish cat, and then sometimes you get like a 14 fish cat. But let's just make sure that the cat didn't despawn. Hello? Where are you? Kitty? Mr. Meow? Oh no, I hope he didn't despawn. He was just right over here. Mr. Meow! Oh, there's horses in that pen over there. Okay, we have to not get distracted. I do want to get a horse eventually as well. But cat first. Thinking about getting a horse up into the valley actually gives me nightmares right now. I don't see the cat. I think it despawned. I'm not gonna lie. I think it despawned. Oh, that's kind of sad. Well, now we'll have a little bit of food for the next cat that we do find, if we find one. All right, let's go ahead and get back to the boat and we can head over to the meadow over there. Oh, there's the cat. Oh my gosh. Hello, I was calling you, Mr. Meow. Now, I know that there's like a theory that if you hold the fish and just stand there, that the cat will come to you, but I don't have time for that. Everyone talks about that, but I don't have time for that. I honestly would rather chase the cat down than wait for him. Because it's just like, it takes so long. And sometimes they're so finicky. Oh, wait. Oh gosh. Okay. Don't be weird like this, Mr. Meow. Oh. Well, four fish was not enough, but now that I have given you some, it is sort of like a sunk cost fallacy for me. I have to go get the rest of the fish to tame you. So just stay right there. Don't go down into the caves, please. You don't need any iron. I have iron at home. Oh, the things we do for Minecraft pets, huh? Every single time that I'm in a Minecraft world, I'm always jumping in the river to slaughter the local salmon population, and they are not thanking me for it. They are running away actively. But there is something very satisfying about critting a fish. I don't know why. It just sounds so funny. Alright, hopefully that little school of salmon was enough, because I think that was like 5, right? Yeah, there were 5. Okay. Hopefully this will be enough for Mr. Meow. Hello! I'm right here, Mr. Meow, hoping that this will be a good enough offering for you. Oh, okay. You're an extremely hungry cat. Extremely hungry. Have the villagers ever fed you before? Oh, maybe Mr. Meow is a cat that enjoys cod instead of salmon, but I don't see any cod in this river. I just see salmon, so I'm sorry, Mr. Meow, but this is all I have. What is that? Is that a... Oh, it's a salmon capture card. Okay, okay. Little mob card for the salmon. That's pretty cool. So we could make like a salmon farm back at home, I guess? Oh, there's another one. Genuinely, I'm afraid that if I go over there with these 5 fish, it just won't be enough. So we'll just get a couple more. I think that was another capture card. I just got like 3 in a row. What? All right, this is 9 fish right now, and we've already fed this cat 9 fish. So that would be 18 total. If we can get this cat and 18 fish, then this cat does not want to be tamed, and we're going to pack it up. But I really hope that we do get this cat with this 9 fish. I just want a little buddy. Hello. The axe is not threatening, I promise. Okay, whew, there we go. You were scaring me there for a little bit. Oh my gosh. This is so complicated. All right, let's get out of this hole, Mr. Meow, and then we can work on the next bit of our agenda here. And that's going to be going over and grabbing our boat. $11 pieces of salmon for this cat. But also, while we're here, we might as well grab some of this sand as well, because we don't really have a great source of sand in the valley, and we're going to need it for windows for all of our buildings. And we broke another shovel. Oh my gosh. I don't remember how many this is now. 4? Is this our 4th shovel this video? All right, let's just go ahead and collect a bunch of this, and then we'll go over to the meadow. All right, that is probably plenty for now, but come on, Mr. Meow, let's head over. And actually, before we go over to the meadow, let's sleep first. Okay, Mr. Meow, did you bring us anything? No. Okay, I guess that sleeping bags don't work the same as beds do. That's okay. We are off to the meadow, so unfortunately, Mr. Meow, you're gonna have to get a little bit wet here as we swim across this river. But it's worth it. On the other side, there's lots of fish, and there's going to be lots of delicious rocks too. Oh, and you know what else? I was looking through EMI, and I saw this thing called the feeding trough, but I don't remember if we need anything from the meadow. No, we do not. Okay, it's just wood and iron. But that's going to come in handy later on in this video with our barn. So I was just seeing if we needed any limestone or anything, because I couldn't remember what mod that was from. And oh, these are Farm and Charm tomatoes. So now we have both types of tomatoes that we were still missing. That we got the Farmer's Delight ones in the shipwreck and in the village, and then we also just got these ones. That's pretty cool. But there we go, some cobbled mossy limestone. Let's grab all of this over here. And you know, while we're at it, let's also just get some regular cobbled limestone, because we're also going to need quite a bit of that too for our pathways. I feel like I've been mining for a long time, even though I know it's probably been like literally just 1 minute. I wonder how much we actually have. 45. Okay, that's not that much. And of course it starts raining again. What? And down there, there's more tomatoes, but we already have those. Those are the Farm and Charm tomatoes. We do not have to go down there for those, but we are going to go up here for all of this cobbled limestone. And we've got some more mossy cobbled limestone, but this appears to be in just smaller patches. So we're probably going to have to go and find a bunch of this on the side of this little like mountain. I do wonder though if this is craftable. Let me grab this and then we'll check. Oh yeah, okay, we can craft it with moss or vines. Oh, a nice little cavern here. I think that this is all limestone as well. Yeah, there's some regular stone back here, but it's kind of like limited. So let's go ahead and we'll just grab a bunch of limestone from here. Now this is nice and cozy. Actually, this is like perfect weather in Minecraft right now for how I want to play Minecraft. Like the window open, the lights off, rain pouring. That's like the perfect conditions to play Minecraft, and it's like not rained that much here this year. Also, I never have my window open because I'm scared of bugs. And we don't have screens on our windows where I live in the Netherlands. Like, I don't know if this is very normal or not, but like no one has screens on their windows here. So I'm just afraid that I'm gonna let in like all sorts of bugs that will just fly. And I'm afraid that I'll swallow one when I'm breathing. But if I had screens on my windows and if I had a moment where I could play Minecraft while it was raining, that would be perfect. That's what I was trying to say. My brain just thought of something. It's kind of like the opposite to reading in the sun. It's like gaming in the rain. Both of those are like absolutely perfect scenarios for me. And where I used to live in the US, you could actually probably have the sunny and rainy and even snowy day all on the same day because I lived in upstate New York. So there was a lot of days that were almost like 4 seasons of weather, we used to call it. Sometimes I miss that while living in the Netherlands because we do have pretty mild weather here. Although I will say it is supposed to be almost 30 this coming week and I am not looking forward to that at all. It is only April, but most of the time our weather is pretty mild and we usually have just rain if we're gonna have anything. Maybe a little bit of cloudiness or a little bit of sunniness, but most of the time rain, which I don't truly mind that much. Let's go ahead and make another pickaxe here. And let's just try to get a little bit more. I'm also going to get this iron ore because we do need iron. I have been breaking tools left and right. And I'm assuming we're going to need a lot more tools before the end of this video. Alpine birch. Is this different from regular birch? No. I'll still take it though. Maybe it'll be useful. I suppose if this tree decayed, it would be the same kind of birch saplings we normally get because it's regular birch leaves. So I'm not going to wait for that. But maybe next time we will see if this makes a different sapling. And if we look here, we've got just over 2 stacks. Oh no, 3 stacks. And a little bit of mossy cobblestone. Now, I would like a little bit more of that mossy if we can find some. So if we just take a little bit of a stroll about, hopefully we'll be able to find some. And also, while we're here, I want to grab some more of these flowers. I don't know how many of these I grabbed last time. I don't know if you can grow these in the botany pots or not, but I definitely want a few of these pink ones. I think that they're going to be so cute in the flower forest. These dark blue ones are also quite pretty. Don't know if I have any of those either, so we'll just take a couple back with us and we'll see if we can plant them. If not, we can always come back for more. Oh, these tall ones here are actually kind of pretty as well. Let's grab some of those. And we get 3 of these. Oh, they make blue dye. Wait, do the regular ones make blue dye? No, white. Okay, kind of weird. And that makes blue dye. I don't know if that's a bug or not, but we will take it. Hello, little woolly sheep. Highland wool. Oh, these are cute. I have to come back for these at some point. Probably in between episodes, I will come back and get them. Ooh, this one's also different. That had rocky wool. Okay. That makes a really cute bed design. But still looking for some more of that mossy cobbled limestone. I'm just not seeing a bunch of it. There's some more rocky wool. And this one, I think, is Highland wool again. These are cute. I'm definitely going to come back and get these guys. Maybe those kinds of rocks are only on the sides, but let's see if there's any more over on this side. Oops. I'm always jumping too early. And then sometimes also jumping too late. I don't see any, although I think this is where we came up last time. Yeah, there's that pillager outpost. I almost said pirate outpost. They are not pirates. They are pillagers. Would be cool if Minecraft added pirates, though. I'd love to explore like a little pirate cove. Oh, here we go. Nice. Let us finish gathering a little bit of bits and bobs from over here, and then we will go home before we start building today. We've got to, of course, check on our copper and probably move some more of that hill and chop down a bunch more oak, and then we can actually get building. And I do believe we're currently past an hour in the video, so I want to try to get this done as soon as possible. And I think that's probably all we're going to find over here. I'm not really seeing much else. And that's also okay, because we can always make more. I have a bunch of skeletons and stuff back at home, or skeleton bones. We can always craft more now that we have moss. But alright, I think our adventure here is done, so let's go ahead and get down to the shoreline. I've got my boat. And somewhere along here, I think Mr. Meow is on the way. Mr. Meow! Oh, there he is. Okay. Get in the boat, please. In the boat, please. There we go. Alright, and just like before, I'm probably going to bring you guys back after I boat home because you guys have already seen me boat this way and nothing's really that interesting probably going to happen. If it does, I will bring you back, but if not, I will see you over at the house. Alright, we're back in the valley and at our house, and I have sorted my inventory as you can see, but I do have one thing that I'd like to do. And that is going to be to make a map of our area because we did get this map from the shipwreck and now we can see our house on the map, and I would like to hang this up in our house somewhere. But before we can hang this up, actually, we are going to need to craft up... Oh, I forgot my sticks. We can craft in here, that's right. We're going to need to craft up an item frame so we can put this over on the wall. So let's just hang it right there and put our map inside. We also have this blast furnace now that we need to take care of, so I think if we just swap this out for this regular furnace, then we can put in our iron, and now we have a blast furnace as well. We'll just replace the woodcutter with the other furnace for now, and we can just put that there. We'll probably need that later, but for now it's fine to be there. Alright, next step on our to-do list, before we head over to our area over there where we've been working, I want to go ahead and double check on all of the copper in our area to make sure that we don't miss any that's aged down. So we'll just do a quick sweep of the whole area that we placed down our copper in. I think that it's mostly probably not aged just because of all of the traveling that we were doing. But that's okay because as we continue to build and work in our new area, these will continue to age down. And by the time we get to the point where we're going to be building our roof, we'll have enough. And can't forget these ones on the front of the lakeside here. There are a couple that are done. And you know what? I should also probably check on our beehives while I'm over here because there's a bunch of probably honeycomb waiting for us. Not that we really need it because we are going to be using the green version of this, but maybe we'll need it for something else later on, like some candles or something. All right, let's go upstairs and grab everything we're going to need for our new barn area. Coming back in, sorry for a little bit of an unannounced chatting break. I just really didn't have that much to say. We will come back for the glass later on, but I do actually want to grab this sawmill because we'll probably need that. Oh my gosh, I just opened that barrel again. I don't know why I keep opening that barrel. I keep expecting there to be something that I need in there or that I'm like saving for myself in there. Why am I thinking that? Why do I keep opening that barrel? Oh man. Ooh, also coming up in here, there is some free coarse dirt here. So I want to go ahead and grab a bunch of this because I want to try to save all of our gravel for the pathway. And I do want to use a little bit of coarse dirt in the barn and maybe some rooted dirt as well. So let's just go ahead and take this here from where it grows. Let's just get rid of that. And there's also a spider, and spiders are pretty important. So I need your string, please. And of course you dropped nothing. That's fine, I guess. I'm gonna just fill this hole back up with some of the dirt that we grabbed earlier. But I want to make sure that I get as much of the coarse dirt as possible. Coarse dirt is pretty cheap to craft, but like I said, we are using it as well for, or gravel as well for the pathways. So as much gravel as I don't have to use now, I will take it. And that was 11, which is kind of nice just to have a few, but we can get a few more. I mean, it is free over here. And what do we say? We love free coarse dirt. To be honest, I wish it was this easy to get rooted dirt in vanilla Minecraft. I mean, it's pretty easy to get rooted dirt with, like, you know, using bone meal on azalea bushes or by finding an azalea tree and digging out all the rooted dirt, but this pine tree method is also renewable, which is nice. Alright, anyways, so let's focus up on how much more space do we need. So if we want a little bit of a pathway out front, we're going to need to keep that in mind. So let's just start right here. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm trying to decide how far I want this to go. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so that will be 13 long, and that seems like a good place to start actually for like a little bit of a pathway. Not a ton of space though. Pushing this back though is going to be absolutely 100% necessary, so I think we'll just go ahead and start removing a bunch of this now, but I'm going to try to leave this tree with the beehive here. And actually, let's go ahead and use this iron backpack we got as a chest, so we can just go ahead and drop a bunch of stuff in here. And we'll also plop down our other workstations as well. The rest of those stone cutters away. And it's almost time for a new shovel. We're going to break this one before we know it. So I think this is number 5. I don't know. If anyone has been keeping track of how many shovels we've used, let me know in the comments, because I definitely thought it was going to be 3 and we've used way more than 3. While I'm doing this, I'm going to take another little talking break just because I don't really have much to talk about. I'm so sorry. I have just no thoughts, head empty. Normally my life is a little bit more interesting, but right now there's not a ton going on besides studying. So I will talk to you guys as soon as we are done with, you know, terraforming this hill. All right, there's a bunch of the hill removed. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oops. Another shovel has gone. Oh, you know what? I don't remember. So this would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We just put it back one more space. That could be a 13 by 13. And I feel like that would be a good kind of size for the barn. That would actually be quite nice. Okay, so we're bringing this back all the way over here. So we've got to just remove this line now. I feel like that'll be a good size for our barn. 13 by 13 gives us room for cows and sheep on the inside, but also leaves some space for some grazing areas on the outside too. It's gonna be definitely nestled right up against this hill, but I don't think that'll be too big of a problem because I think once it's all kind of like built up, it'll look very cozy. And now I'm just going to make sure that I like this by laying out some very simple blocks. So we're just going to grab a little bit more of this oak so we can make some more planks. And what I'm going to do here is go in from the corners and go in by 5. So that's 5. And then on the other corner, do the same thing. So we have a 3 wide entryway in the middle. And then we'll repeat that on both sides. So that way the cows and the sheep can also get out of the barn. But on the back, we'll just do like a fully closed thing because we're not gonna really be able to go anywhere with them out in there. And we'll bring these over and there we go. Okay. So on top of these oak planks at the bottom here, I'm gonna be putting some stripped oak logs. I don't know why, I just really like the way that this looks when you have like a little bit of texture at the bottom and then it gets smoother as you go up. Although I don't know exactly how high I need to make these. Maybe we'll just start with like 4 and then kind of go from there. And also going to leave some empty spaces for some windows as well. Oops, I was holding down the eating button. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. Oh, hi Tarita, were you coming to say hello while I'm recording again? Hello, buddy. Now, the other thing that I will say is that we're going to need a lot more oak wood because I have literally a stack. So let's go ahead and grab some of this. And as these trees decay, we can also replant their saplings. We already got one, so we can just plant that down. And then maybe we can also go back into the woods a little bit and grab some more oak wood from way over here. It doesn't really matter if these trees are not there because they won't be right next to the barn. But yeah, let's go ahead and get a bunch of these trees here. Also, it's just occurred to me that I don't think I have self-care checked for today. So if y'all are out there and need to get a drink, stretch your legs, get some water, get a snack, take your meds, make sure you do that, okay? When and if possible, I do like to remind you guys just to take care of yourself. It also acts as a good reminder to me. I probably need to go get some more water soon. And at the bare minimum, just make sure you're taking care of yourself and your body's basic needs. And if you can, find some time to do something nice for yourself. Always try to make sure that you can make that time. Honestly, some days I am bone tired, but I always try to do one little thing for myself that will kind of be something I look forward to that day. And that can be as simple as reading a chapter of my book, having a snack, or even playing, half hour of a game that I've been looking forward to playing. It doesn't have to be super expensive or it doesn't require you to have to go out of the house. You can always make a little bit of time for yourself in whatever way that you can. At least those are the ways that I have been doing it lately. But let me know if you guys have any small tips or what makes you guys happy or what you look forward to in your day. Even if it's just something as simple as making the morning coffee. I want to know, what are the things that you guys are making intentional time for yourselves? Let me know in the comments. I love reading your guys' comments about your stories and the things that you do while you watch these videos and all that stuff. So do let me know. It really does mean a lot to me when you guys share with me as well. So thank you guys so much if you've done that in a past video, or if you're going to do it in this one, or just for watching as well. Thank you so much. Okay, enough time for sentimental, so let's move back on to finishing up our barn project. We've got a lot left to build. Not only the whole barn, but also I want to make the grazing areas and then our crop area as well. So we've got a lot to do. Luckily, we have a lot of the resources we already need for all of that. Except for the oak wood. And that zombie is still following me. Okay, finally he passed away, but that's not important. So let's go ahead and we're going to turn this into orange glass. And then we're going to make those into our glass panes. And this is going to be the glass that we use for our barn. Now, normally I would probably use fences for a barn because it feels a little bit more rustic, but I don't know. There's just something about glass for the Mizuno's pack that just feels right. But if you guys plan to recreate this barn in your world, feel free to use, you know, fences if you want to. There is nothing wrong with kind of doing a little bit of reimagining when you're, you know, making a build. I do it all the time. All right, I know that we're gonna have to go up here towards like a peak in the center, but I don't know exactly how far we're gonna have to go up. So I think we'll just leave it kind of like that for now and move on to the sides. And once we figure out the roof shape, then we can come back and fill that in. But for now, we're just going to keep it simple. We're going to keep it classic. Just a couple of glass panes every now and then. And some stripped oak. I probably should have had oak in one of those botany pots. I just wasn't thinking about it. How are we going to do this back part? So maybe like this. And then we can make some more glass panes. And we'll have a window there, and then a window here. Sort of mirroring what we had on the front. But then we have this middle section, and maybe we do a bay window here. Well, it's kind of like a faux bay window, but, you know, the vibe is the vibe. And let's just continue that over onto the other side. Oh, I think we're gonna have just enough oak here to actually finish this out. So just gotta make a couple more stained glass windows. And we can drop those in here. And there we go. Okay, the basic structure is in. We are going to need to get some extra oak wood, but first, before we do that, I do want to take some of the oak that we still have here and make some stairs. There's also this oak layer, but I'm not really sure what that is, so we're just going to leave that for now. I wonder if it's like a trapdoor, and I think this is too high. A little bit too high. I don't know why I did it up that high, but yeah, right. Well, not like that, but you get what I mean. That's better. Let's grab a little bit more oak here. Trying not to use any of the durability on my axe to destroy the leaves. And hopefully some of these other saplings grow pretty quickly. The only thing is we're not really going to be able to do much with just 4. So, you know, let's actually take some spruce here instead. And maybe we can start the outline of the roof. And I love this sawmill. If you guys have never used this sawmill, it is from the Universal Sawmill mod. And it knows vanilla options for crafting, but also some modded options for crafting. As long as it only requires wood, it'll know it. So if you guys have not tried it, this is probably one of my favorite mods that I have played with in the last like couple of years. Something that I really love about modded long plays is that you guys get to see me interact with these blocks in a more real sense rather than like seeing them in a quickly edited video for, you know, like a Let's Play series. And it really gives us the chance to explore a little bit more than we normally would. So I'm really, really glad to be able to share this with you. especially if you're a person like me who has wanted a woodcutter in Minecraft forever. Actually, on TikTok in 2021, so this is now 4 years ago, I asked people what they'd want to see added to Minecraft, and my addition that I wanted was a woodcutter. Still is. Though I will say, Mojang has really been killing it with the updates lately. You know, even if they are smaller than they used to be, like, the Happy Ghast is so cool. I cannot wait to have the Happy Ghast on a server with friends. Now, I don't know if I love that shaping, so we will have to come back to that in a moment, but we've got some trees that have grown over here, luckily. I have a feeling that filling in the rest of this barn is going to be very much so like grabbing a couple pieces of oak and doing it a little tiny bit at a time, which honestly is not really that big of a problem to me. Let's make sure we replant because we're going to need a bunch of these. And let's start on the roof on the other side and kind of connect it. And then once we have it connected, we can see if I really don't mind that peak in the middle. It was a little bit weird looking, I'm not gonna lie, a little bit weird looking. So maybe once it's connected, I won't feel that it's as weird. Sometimes it's good to just connect those. Oh wait, those are stairs. That's not slabs. I meant that to be the slabs. Whoops. Sometimes it's good though to just connect things, even if you're not sure about them, just to see if you actually like it or not. And also let's fill in this bit so it looks as natural as possible. Oh, did not mean to fall down there. We'll just water bucket up really quick. And there we go. Yeah, there we go. I like that curve. And how is it looking? Oh, yeah, it looks fine. It looks fine. When it was only a half roof, it looked a little bit strange, but now that we see a whole roof for a whole building, or the whole front of the building, I should say, it looks fine. Alright, let's go ahead and remove this cobblestone really quick. And we'll plant a couple more trees right over here where we took them away earlier. We just need a little bit more oak. I definitely don't want to leave these trees here, but for now it's fine if they're there. Next up, we should probably work on grabbing some more stairs, and I think I am gonna try those layers as well. And I want to try to fill in all these spots in the openings. Yeah, I kind of like that. It's like sort of like a trapdoor, but also not. Obviously, a trapdoor is very classic, but you know, we're just trying out different things because we have the mods for them, and this is from the Building But Better mod. Another thing we can do, we can get rid of the dirt path here because we don't really need that anymore. I mean, I probably will still put some dirt path in here for like a walking path for any of the people who are taking care of the sheep and stuff. But... oh, another thing that we need to do while we have a moment of downtime, we're kind of waiting for some more logs and stuff for not only the back, but also I think I want to put a hayloft kind of thing on the top of this, so we're going to need even more oak for that. Anyways, that's not important. What I wanted to say was that we need to check on our copper because we're going to need so much of it. Looks like a lot of this has aged down though from looking around and from the stuff that I've been able to gather, which is nice. Even though this wasn't a perfect scenario for the copper, it's still nice that it worked out in our favor. Also, does anyone else, like, anytime they hear the phrase, like, in your favor, does anyone else always think about the Hunger Games? Like, may the odds ever be in your favor, but it's me literally just waiting for copper to age. Why is that, like, an association in my brain? Not the copper trials, the copper games. The trial chamber. Oh my gosh, wait, I'm cooking here. I'm onto something. Maybe I'm not really cooking, but I'm at least in the kitchen, you know what I mean? Alright, let's head into the house and then we will go into free cam. I just want to take a little pop and see what the whole barn is looking like. Oh, it's looking good. It is looking cute over there. I like that a lot. It's looking a little bit empty over there, but I do like the curve. And I think if we add like a little bit of like a hayloft on top, as I mentioned, it'll look pretty cute. It probably won't be accessible because it'll be smaller, but that's fine. And then over on the sides, we'll do our grazing areas with fences and stuff. Also, while we're here, I'm going to go ahead and swap out this dark oak for regular oak because we're going to need a lot more oak if we're going to be putting a hayloft up on top. And I ran out of food. I just ate my last little bit of bread. So here we go. We can go ahead and put our raw beef in here. And let's check on the other ones. Oh, hello. The sheep is spinning. Now, we are getting a bunch of stuff, which is super, super nice. The mangrove and the pine just growing here in the background. I love that. But is there anything we can make with this? Fire logs. I bet those look good. But nothing too wild. Okay. Just gonna wait for a little bit more food here before we head back over to the barn. There we go. And while we're here, we should also probably take a quick snooze. You know what I have just realized is that these are a little bit too high. I don't really like them that much. So I think if we just move them down by 1 block, then it'll be, well, 1 block is what I meant, not putting it back in the same spot. But yeah, that is a little bit better. And then we have two oak logs that we can put up here and stripped. This is a very scuffed operation. I should have gathered so much more of the oak wood. And let's also repeat that over here on the other side to match the opposite side that we just did. And there we go. And let's grab a couple more oak logs from over here. We've got another tree back here, and I'm just going to grab that one too. My axe is going to die. Between axes and shovels, I have no idea what I've used the most of. Probably shovels in this episode, but I really cannot wait until we are able to have some enchanted tools. But alright, I'm going to go ahead and start getting everything that we need together for this roof so we can actually start filling it in up on top. But my inventory is such a mess. There's just so much going on in here. Let me try to move some things around a little bit. And you know what? Actually, I am going to just take this stuff up onto the top with me because there's no point in leaving it down here. And let's swim our way up and start filling in this roof. First thing, let's go ahead and continue our stairs across the side so we can complete our outline before we start filling it in. I don't love to fill in my roof before the outline's completed. The outline needs to be completed, otherwise I cannot function. I don't know why I'm like that. It's funny to me because some things I don't care if it goes in like the right order, but certain things need to be in the right order, if that makes sense. Like, I don't care if we move on from something while we're decorating, but before I can start putting in the middle of the roof, I have to finish the outline first. I don't know why. The walls don't have to be all filled in, but the outline of the roof does. I'm a very strange person. Maybe I'm not that strange though. Maybe this is more normalized than I think it is, but I never talk to anybody about their building habits in Minecraft in this way. Like, I'm not sitting around a campfire with my bestie saying, do you fill in your roof before you finish the outline, like willy-nilly? Oh yeah, never mind the fact that you traveled here to visit me from the US into the Netherlands, but, you know, how's your Minecraft roof process? What is it looking like? Are you filling it in? Are you doing it all at once? What's going on? You know what? Honestly though, I might actually have that conversation with my best friend. So maybe this whole thing is just, I need to have more conversations with people. Ooh, also sort of adjacent topic here, but I am going to add some stripes into our roof. So every couple of blocks we'll have a stripe, and it should make it look a little bit more interesting. But if it doesn't, then we will get rid of it and we will pretend it never happened. I guess the one thing I am taking away from this is that, well, this is incorrect. Wait, hold on. But the one thing I am taking away from this is that I need to talk to people more, but I am just such a, like, in my bubble girly, and I mean my social bubble, right? Like, I don't mean, like, in my bubble about, like, world events or things like that, but definitely about social things. I am in my bubble. I feel like it's also kind of easy to fall into your own bubble when you move across the world, because I kind of feel out of place, and I talked about this in my last video a little bit, but I feel really, really out of place with, like, you know, the folks around me. Like, they live in this, like, town, they've lived here for, like, a super long time, and they have their routines and friends and hobbies and stuff, and now suddenly here I am, I'm, like, this American that, like, suddenly, like, lives among them. And I'm sure probably some of that is just like anxiety for myself or like in my head, but I also just feel like I don't relate to anybody here. They had like a completely different like life and upbringing than I did. And then even with other like expats from the US, like a lot of them have moved here for like work and stuff. So it's like completely a different scenario than me, like moving here for my partner. So I feel like it was just really easy for me to kind of like retract into my own like little bubble that I was really working hard to get out of before I moved. And in a lot of ways I was getting out of it. Like I used to go all the time for like trivia nights with my friends. We actually won a Game of Thrones trivia, which was so much fun to go to. It was like at this like little dive bar. It was really, really fun. But we used to go down to the lake all the time. We would go out for dinner. We would go out shopping or just to have fun with each other. And I don't know, sometimes I like really, really miss that. And other times I'm also like, I am so fine with just being a girl chilling with her dog and her video games. You know, there's like two different sides to me. Well, her dog and her video games and her books and her art projects. And the crochet thing that she started like 3 years ago that she hasn't been able to finish, but she will one day. And 400 saved Instagram reels of different recipes that she'll probably never try. And her digital planner and her book journal and... Well, I'm trying to describe everything that I have about myself, but I don't really have that many things that I do. Oh my gosh, this is actually kind of embarrassing. I've actually found that keeping a journal, though, of the things that I like to do and like my little projects. Oh, those are both right there, not stripped. Whoops. I meant to do it, but I completely forgot. Let's just fix that really quick. All right. But it helps me kind of keep accountable to like completing things when I have my journal. Because sometimes I'll just start something and then like completely forget about it or walk away from it. And one of my goals this year was to finish more of my backlog, not only for gaming, but also reading as well. But keeping track of those things sometimes keeps me on track a little bit better because I really like that feeling of returning to something. Now let's go ahead and actually start laying out the foundation for our little upper bit here. We are out of oak again though, so luckily we have a huge tree over here to chop. But yeah, like for some people I know that tracking can be kind of a difficult like thing because it makes you feel like if you didn't do it you feel guilty and stuff. But for me, like when I track my gaming or track my reading and stuff, it's more about like, did I enjoy this? Would I play this again? Or would I read another book by this author? What were my thoughts? You know, what moments stood out to me? What was my favorite like screenshot, favorite memory, favorite quote? And I really love writing that stuff down for myself because I am a person that sometimes struggles with remembering everything that I have done. Or when someone asks me like, have you played this? Or did you read this? I can just kind of quickly look back and be like, yes, I did. And I loved it. Here was my thoughts, you know? It's just nice to have like a little bit of a record or like a collection of records of your thoughts and feelings after you play something. Like, I should have been doing this from the beginning of my gaming career. I am trying to go through and do it with Steam reviews, but you don't want to give too many spoilers in Steam reviews, obviously. But actually, that is something that's kind of funny about me is that before I was a content creator, I used to do like achievement hunting. And I feel like if I didn't do content creation and I didn't feel as guilty about playing games in my off time as much, that would still be something that I would be doing is like 100% in games. I don't know why, but that's always just so like satisfying to me. But actually there are channels out there that do 100% playthroughs of stuff, so maybe in the future I could make videos doing that. Plus, I love the feeling of finding a really good indie game and leaving them a positive review if you really enjoyed the game. That always makes me feel good. Before a few months ago, I only had one review on my entire Steam account, and that was Stardew Valley. So I have been slowly trying to review more and more games that I've played. Also, I was gonna tell you guys, you know what genre of game I have been really loving lately? Simulator games. I don't know what it is about a good simulator game. Okay, it started out with Power Wash Simulator and House Flipper, and then kind of when Supermarket Simulator came out, and also the other one with the trading card game shop. Those have been so much fun. So I have been finding all of these simulator games lately, and I love them all. Even if they're not really that great, you know, I really enjoy a good simulator game. And that's how I know that if I didn't have to deal with customers, the actual satisfaction of working in a grocery store would be for me. Now, maybe you guys didn't know this. I used to work in a grocery store, and the customers were obviously the worst part of working in a grocery store. The work itself was satisfying and my bosses were pretty chill, but dealing with customers was always somewhat difficult for me because I'm very much a customer is not always right person. Okay, wait, hold on. I need to put the windows in before I continue because I don't exactly know where I want the windows, so I'm going to mirror the ones that we had on the front. All right, get all of this on here, get the top of the windows on here, and then we can bring over the sides a little bit. I don't know how I want the windows to go on the sides though. Oh my gosh, look down there. There's so many oak saplings. Okay, that's from that giant oak tree we chopped down. I need to get all of those because we'll probably need them all. And another oak tree has grown over here, so we'll get this too. But I think if we want to put more windows up there, we're definitely going to need to go get more glass because we only have 4 glass panes left, and that's not going to be enough for both of the sides. We probably could get away with fences up there for a breeze, but I don't know. There's just something about windows that I really love. So I'm going to go get some glass for windows. I think if we do them every other, just like we did on the bottom, then it'll look really good. You know, I feel like in the last 30 minutes or so, we've made quite a bit of progress. We went from not having any structure and just a little bit of terraforming and materials gathered to having a structure that's almost fully complete. And I am out of copper as well, or I have 2 left, so let's make sure that we grab all the copper as well while we're over here, because we're going to need it for the top. Now, I think I'll keep the roof on the top a little bit simpler. We won't do the slab and stair roof. We'll probably just do stairs. Or slab and plank roof, sorry. Oh, I don't have my glass on me, or my sand for the glass. Whoops. Gotta grab that from upstairs now. What am I looking for? There we go. I feel like I don't ever know where anything is in my worlds because every world I organize just a little bit differently. And also I think we put in some food, right? Yeah, that's all done now. Thankfully we have some extra steak. Oh, and we got 15 oak logs from the entire time that we were over there, so that'll help, I guess, a little bit. What is that cow doing? That is funny. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for the glass to be finished smelting, and I will see you guys in a little bit. Probably gonna go get some more water as well. Alright, I'm back with a fresh glass of water, and I want to go ahead and just grab my copper here that I have smelted. Or, exposed or aging. Sorry, wow, smelting is not the right word. I just want to check up here before we head back to the build site, and then we can put them closer. So we've got one here, and I think I saw another one up here. Yep, okay. Because I think this is all I have for copper. Hopefully this is going to be enough. And let's just go take a peek down by the waterfront. I think the rest of this we already got. Yeah, it's already aged up. All right, well, let's go over and finish our roof. You know, now that I'm walking back and forth a lot, I'm really regretting not getting one of those horses. So I think definitely in the next episode, we need to go get a horse. And that would be cute. We could build them a little stable outside the house and then make all the paths big enough for the horse. I love that. Also, can we talk about the fact that I have just greatly underestimated the amount of oak I was going to need for this project? Like, I feel like I've spent more time gathering oak as I'm building than I did to even go get like the copper. And we'll also make sure we replant here all of these saplings. That way we can get a little bit of extra oak tree growing. I don't want to completely remove the forest aesthetic from this flower forest either, so I definitely want there to be quite a bit of trees, but also just like a lived-in, cozy, like fae-inspired forest. Well, maybe not like fae in the traditional sense, maybe more of like a fairy core type forest. I don't know. I don't think I've ever built anything as cool as like a fae palace or anything, but maybe someday I will. Now that I've like started to kind of get out of my comfort zone a little bit, build bigger, build with more color, build with, well, build castles, I meant, because that was also something that I had never done before until we did Fantasy Island, which was so much fun. We've got some more oak trees over here. I don't even care if this is too much oak at this point, because we definitely are going to need it to restock our oak supply. You know, I shouldn't have used all that oak last episode for my throwaway oak, but it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. All right, let's go up the hill a little bit and we can grab another tree and then jump over onto the roof. Hopefully this will be enough to get the entire little structure up here done. But before we put in the walls, let's go ahead and work on the windows, and we're going to need to grab some orange dye here. Then we can make all of these into glass panes. And now we have a bunch of glass panes to use. And let's just see, how is this going to be looking? I really hope I like the windows in this configuration because I don't have silk touch. And this one I just need to remove because I accidentally placed this here. I just went out too far. And let's just take a quick lookaroo. I think I like that. Let's repeat that on the other side. I don't know if I love it, but I think I like it enough to stay with it. And now we can just get all of this filled in the same exact way as we did on the other side. And this will be our little, well, sort of like a hayloft. We're not actually going to keep hay up here because it's not big enough and it won't be accessible, but it'll just be for the vibe, you know? Sometimes you just build stuff for the vibe. It's not actually useful or having like a real purpose besides the vibe. And that's okay. All right, we need a couple of things. We need some spruce wood. We're going to need to make stairs. And also I kind of want to just like clean out all of this stuff, but you know what? I'll just wait until I need that. Oh my gosh, I'm getting overwhelmed. I seriously need a bigger inventory, but I don't think every Minecraft player needs a bigger inventory. I just specifically need a bigger inventory. Even with 2 backpacks, I feel like it is not enough space for me. Like if Mojang could just make a little command, like if Frogcrafting Ven in their game, you know what I mean? Like just a little code. I'm not asking for much, but just a tiny little bit of code, maybe like 5 lines of inventory instead of 3, you know, that would be good for me. Maybe I just need to make myself a mod, like the Frogcrafting mod, and inside the Frogcrafting mod, you would just have extra inventory space. But only if your name on Minecraft is Frogcrafting. Everyone else downloading the mod, it does nothing. Okay, and let's get some slabs too. There we go. And with this being a little bit of a different shape than the bottom, I feel like it just makes it look a little bit more interesting. All right, and fill those in. And then now at this point, let's grab our oxidized copper for our stone cutter. Nope, that's the wood cutter. Oh my gosh. Sometimes my brain is not braining. Now, nope. The stairs. We need the stairs. Oh my gosh. Do I need these extra ones? We'll just wait. We'll wait and see if we need the extra ones. I don't want to make a ton of stairs. And I also want to follow the same pattern. So it was 3 and then 5 and then 1 and then 3. And let's get the rest of this roof filled in. All right, coming back in after a little bit of a talking break, let's go ahead and fix this. I cannot believe I forgot to do that earlier. And of course, I always need to clear out my inventory just a little bit. But we're gonna go ahead and make some slabs really quick to make into some torches, or some lanterns, sorry. And these lanterns are a little bit more rustic looking than the traditional Mizuno's lanterns, but I don't have a ton of iron, and I think that these are kind of cute and they kind of match the rustic vibe of like a barn, so we are just going to use these. And we'll get one right there too. Now I also want to put some leaves up here on the roof, but I was thinking maybe we could just put some stairs there to kind of connect it and make it look like it's being held in place. I don't know if I love that. Let me know what you guys think of that in the comments, but hopefully it doesn't look too weird. But you cannot have a cozy barn without having a bunch of leaves kind of scattered over the top of it, in my opinion. Oh, and I guess we should probably sleep too, because I was kind of getting rid of all the torches so that I could make our little lanterns. So let's actually just go snooze. Okay, now in here, let's also hang a couple of lanterns. We'll probably need to make some more, but that's all right. I don't have any extra torches right now, and I don't think the soul torches work. No, they do not. But we can probably grab some torches from out here, actually. Yeah, that should be enough to just get a couple more of these. And we can just hang this up in here. And then, of course, in here, we have to close off the gap up there as well. I don't know exactly what we want to do that out of yet, though. I have nothing in my backpack, but maybe in the other backpack, I have some things that we can use. We have some more spruce logs. Maybe that could be useful. Maybe we could do like stripped logs and then slabs. I'm trying to think if there's any other way that I could do this. Maybe trapdoors. I don't know. All right, let's try it. We can always remove it if we don't like it. It's not going to be the prettiest for sure, but hopefully it'll be good enough. I also just want to apologize in advance. I know I've been muting quite a bit today, but my dog is quite upset. He's not having a great day, and sometimes I just have to kind of like trail off. Apologies. He has been very, very upsetty spaghetti. There's some construction going on outside of my house, and I think he can like hear the people out there. I will try my best to capture all of the dog barks in the edit, because I do watch these back. If you couldn't believe that, I watch the entire 3 to 4 hours of this back and fix stuff if I, you know, accidentally like sneezed or coughed or my dog's barking, you know. All right, and we'll just leave that up there like that. Well, not like that. We'll actually put it up on the top. Yep, there we go. And the rest of this we will just remove. If we can just stop breaking our tools, that will be great. You know, I think that the C in Frogcrafting actually stands for constantly breaking tools. I think that's the real meaning of the C in Frogcrafting. And then we can get some of these leaves down here, get some bushes. Maybe it's Frog C constantly placing bushes. All right, so it's looking complete on the outside, at least the basic structure. Yeah, it's looking good. So I'm going to jump into free cam, and I just want to take a quick little free cam check. I think the foliage on the roof definitely helps break up the roof and make it look a lot more rustic. So we need to get some over on the other side as well, and from the top. And then, of course, we need to put in our grazing areas, which is just going to be like kind of big fencing for the cows and the sheep to hang out in, out in the open, you know, not inside. And I think for that, we'll just go ahead and use some of our classic oak fence. We could use a modded fence, but we don't have that many materials to use. So I think if we just keep it simple here, it's probably going to be better. And we can always swap these out later, but let's go ahead and try to make kind of like a fun little curve design or something. I just don't want it to look so plain. Let's see how this is gonna go. That's kind of cute. It gives them like a little bit of space, but it's not too overwhelming. I think I like that. The only thing we're missing is a couple of lanterns. So if we just make a couple more slabs here, then we can make some lanterns in our backpack. And then we'll go ahead and just plop those. Well, not on the ground, but on the fences. Wait, this is off somehow. Wait a second. There we go. Is that better? I don't know. I'm gonna leave it like that for now. It's fine for now. If I want to change it later, I will. Otherwise, I can't just stand here all day and stare at it. Alright, so there'll be fences across here. We'll leave a spot for a gate there as well. And now we have two different pens for cows and sheep. But this will center both of these. Yep, okay, perfect. Now I just gotta make some gates. I think we can also make gates in this. Yep. And then we'll need a bunch more fences as well for the other side for the grazing area. I just like giving my animals a little bit more space. I hate the idea of them being crammed into these tiny pens inside the barn, and aesthetically I feel like it just looks better. Plus I feel like it gives your world a lot of life and movement because you have that in and out aspect, and the animals can go in, they can go out, they can just kind of be where they want to be, so it just looks more natural to me. Maybe not super realistic, but definitely more natural looking. Driving around in the Netherlands is actually quite interesting because there are a few farms nearby me that don't even use fences for their cows. There are like mini ditches filled with water in between all the different like grazing areas or pastures. I'm not sure what the word is, I apologize, but it's very, very interesting. In Minecraft, you can't do that because the cows will just cross the water, but in real life, it's kind of cool to see. Anyways, now that we have the basics in for the barn, I want to move over the cows and the sheep from my house. That way we can start breeding them and they don't have to be living in my house anymore. But also while we're here, our honeycomb is done, so let's grab some more of that. This is going to be very useful later on when we make a bee area. And also we can check on some stuff that we've got growing over here at the house. We've got 24 oak logs, which is pretty good. But I also think I'm going to take some of this dark oak here and I'm going to put it in to smelt down for some charcoal. Oh, not the oak logs, the dark oak. Also, just taking a look here, my inventory is absolutely ridiculous and all of my animals are here on the ladder. What is going on? I need to get rid of some of this stuff in my inventory to make it a little bit easier. I don't know how much of this I'm actually still going to need, but at least getting rid of a few things can help me out a lot here. And while we're up here, we'll grab our leads. And now we'll go ahead and start to get the cows. Oh, I forgot our wheat. Let me grab that too. Yeah, there we go. Okay, perfect. We'll try to lure them all with the wheat, and then if we have any stragglers, we'll get them with the leads. Come on, everyone down. Why are Minecraft animals such a pain sometimes? Everyone? Wait, I'm missing a cow. Hello. Why are you still there? Are you stuck on the flower pot? Okay, I will lead you, since you are a straggler. Alright, and now just to get you guys all out the door, which I'm sure will be no easy task. We'll break the door first, and then, come on. Very, very carefully, all of you. Oh, still got quite a few of you in here. Come on. I think this is the worst part about moving animals, is if you hunt them behind a door, they are just... Why are we like... Just come out. Just come out, one at a time. I don't understand why they're being so difficult. Just come out, please. Please, just come out here. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I had to do the twist jump turn there. Oh my goodness. All right, everyone come over. We're going to your new home. You'll love it there until your inevitable demise, which I apologize for in advance. All right, come along now. follow me and the flowery pathway to the new barn. Actually, we've got, you know, Steve and Joe over here just being at the back of the, you know, trying to get in some trouble. They're at the back of the line. Honestly, that was me in school too. Although I wasn't trying to get into trouble, I was literally just trying to not be at the front. I was definitely a kid who, even if I couldn't see like the screen or the projector or the whiteboard, I would still sit in the back. And I didn't have glasses until I was a teenager, but I still sat in the back and I just like squinted really, really hard to see what was going on. I don't know if it actually helped, but I just wanted to be in the back. I don't know. I just didn't want anyone to look at me, think about me, talk about me. Which is kind of ironic now that I have become a YouTuber slash streamer, and obviously there is attention that comes with that, but it's a little bit different, I guess, when you don't have to see people face to face. So I guess I can kind of understand the inclination to stay at the back, but I don't understand not following the food. But perhaps the cow and the sheep had a side mission that I was not privy to, you know? Come on, sweet babies. Let's go into your new home right in here, and you will get to have many children and be very, very happy, I hope, in here. We've still got to add quite a bit of detail in here because it's looking a little bit plain, but at least we're going to start getting them bred now. And we definitely got to make some more torches for out there, or lanterns, I should say. Oh my gosh, I keep messing that up because it's made out of torches. And while we're in here, actually, let's go ahead and pull these guys back and grab some wool. Nice. Okay, and then we're going to make some carpets so we can jump up easily. Okay, take our wool and we can go ahead and put it on the edges of the fences. If you didn't know, you can actually jump up on carpet on top of fences. And I love to use this little hack when I'm making any fenced area with animals. I didn't learn that until like 3 or 4 years ago. So if you didn't know that, it is a great little tip. It's not the most aesthetic, but it is a good tip to dealing with not opening the fence. And I didn't really want to fight that skeleton, but we do need the bones, so we will take it. Let's go check on our charcoal. And didn't I just harvest these beehives like just a few minutes ago? They were really cooking with the honey. Oh my gosh. Okay, bees. Okay, I suppose we should also put our front door back here. And we can fix the ladders as well. We've got some bits and bobs to drop off here, so let's go ahead and organize this a little bit, and we'll grab, oh, well, I've got to close the crafting as always, but we've got to put all this stuff away. Oh yeah, we've got a bunch of charcoal now, so we can make a bunch of torches, and with those torches we can make those little lanterns. And of course it's raining again. Why is it like this? Every 5 seconds it is raining in this world. And now we can go ahead back into our backpack and craft up some more lanterns. And we've got quite a bit of them, so I'm pretty happy with that. Grab our stone, or our sawmill. Oh, it is raining quite hard out here, but that's okay. We've got a lot of stuff to decorate. We don't have time to go sleep right now. Also, I want to see, what is this suspicious stew? Ah, it's poison. Of course it's poison. Why wouldn't it be poison? It's fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. We'll be fine. Alright, as soon as this stops poisoning me, we can go ahead and place all of these lanterns. We'll get another couple of them in here. That way it's just a little bit more lit up. I'm afraid that stuff will spawn in here. Oh, I'm a little bit scared of the Enderman that's kind of going around, but I don't have a lot of protection from Enderman, you know? I've just got my little iron armor, and that's not really going to do much against an Enderman, I don't think. There we go. This might be a little bit overkill, but I'm going to put some lanterns in the doorway as well. Just got a little bit nervous about that sheep. I thought it was a silverfish, but it was actually just a baby sheep. I'm unsure though, can we craft signs in this? Because we do need to make a spruce sign. No, you cannot make signs in this. Okay, good to know. I will have to craft one the old-fashioned way. But we do need to place our sign here to connect up the roof. Now it looks a little bit more neat. Oh, goodness. Okay, let's sleep. I would have stayed awake if it was not a thunderstorm, but I do not want anything of the forest to burn down, so... And you know, I don't know if I love these lanterns being on top of the fences. Maybe we can like hang them from the beams up top. I don't really know how I'd like them though. Unfortunately, there is an even number of beams somehow. I don't know if I love it. Maybe those two. Even though it's even and not odd, it's probably the best that we're gonna get. Okay, next up I think I want to go ahead and work on a little bit of a pathway in here, but we've got so much stuff in our inventory, so let me just put our backpack down and get everything put away. Just everything is going in here. We're gonna start completely over. Now, we did collect a bunch of granite earlier and also our coarse dirt and our rooted dirt as well for some of the pathway that is going to be in the barn, just so it looks a little bit more rustic. And all I'm basically going to do here is replace some of the ground with some polished granite, regular granite, and of course we've got maybe some path blocks. And then we have our rooted dirt and our coarse dirt as well that we can sprinkle in through here randomly. So we're just going to try to sprinkle in a bunch of stuff to make this look kind of very rustic, and there's like a little bit of stone exposed. And granite is kind of really good for this because in the Mizuno's pack, it kind of looks like it has a bunch of different like faces of a rock, and they have like varying levels of dirt, which is probably what you'd find in a barn. Dirt among other things, I'm sure. Although luckily we don't have to deal with animal poo in Minecraft. Can you imagine if you had to like clean up your animal's poo in Minecraft? I hope Minecraft never adds that. I don't even know why I'm talking about this and saying these words out loud. I do not want to give them any ideas. Apologies if somehow we come back to this video 10 years from now and they're like, hey, we saw this really old video from Frogcrafting and we were really inspired to add poop to Minecraft. But they would definitely market it as like taking care of your animals, so it would be part of like the animal enrichment update or something. Don't get me wrong, I fear Mojang would slay if they did make an animal poop update, but I just don't want that. And I'm so sorry once again that I've even mentioned this or talked about it. That being said, I'm trying to think of the last game that I played that was like cozy, farming related, and where you picked up poops. And I don't know if Slime Rancher counts. I mean, there is farming with like growing crops for your slimes. And there are poops, but the poops are like valuable and you sell them, so... Maybe it's a little bit different. I don't know anyone that would buy poops from a cow or a sheep in Minecraft, but maybe there'll be like a special villager that needs like the farmer could buy it for their fields, you know? Okay, I fear that I am going a little bit too far with this idea, so moving on in my brain, I want to add some details to this area, so let's grab this wheat, we'll make some hay bales. And then I also want to make that trough that I talked about earlier when we were over in the meadow biome. We should be able to make that pretty easily. But I don't remember what materials we needed. I just think it was iron and something. Oh, okay, slabs and some planks. That's pretty easy. So we've got iron and we've got slabs and planks. So let's just make a couple of these. One for the cow side and one for the sheep side. And I think we'll put this out here. I wonder if they can jump over the fence if I put it out here. Let's maybe test this. No, okay, I think that we're actually good. I'm not sure what we put in those, but I will look it up in between clips because I think that you're able to put some kind of crop in them, but I don't know which one it is. But with that mostly completed, we've got our cows and sheep moved over, we've got our barn structure in, we've got a little bit of decorating to do out here still, but let's take a look in free cam. Are we liking this? It's actually cute. It's very, very cute. We've got to do some more foliage and stuff for sure. And I will bring that up to the top right now. I do believe in one of these backpacks I had some leaves. It's not that many, honestly, but it'll do. It'll do. And we also need to add the stairs over here. And we'll just do these the same way as we did before. Just chucking some in on top of the copper, in the roof. There's no right or wrong way to do this. And in my opinion, there's no amount of leaves that's too much. I guess unless every single block was a leaf. But I feel like you can like scatter quite a few of these in throughout here. And it's not really that big of a deal, you know? Like I have definitely made builds that have too many leaves, but those are pretty few and far between. And the only thing that matters about if it's too much is if you like it or if you're happy with it. If you're happy with it, then it's not too much. Especially if you're building for yourself in your worlds. That's something that I feel like really helped me, was kind of, you know, ignoring what other people's ideas and opinions might be about my builds. And still like aiming to get my structures to be better like in general, but like when it came to how many leaves should be on a roof, that's up to personal preference in my opinion. Especially because I feel like most people would say like 5. And to that I say, where's the whimsy? Where's the joy? Where's the overgrown Studio Ghibli vibes? If my structure doesn't look like it's been standing there for 100 years and survived the Great Fairy War, do I even want it? You know what I mean? But oh my gosh, wow, that helps so much. It breaks up a lot of that and it makes it look so much more dynamic and alive. Yeah, I'm really liking how this is looking, and I think until we get the crop like plots in, I'm gonna call the barn done just for now. There probably is some more detail that we could add, but for now we will say that it's done. But we need to go back to our house. We need to dump off all of our old supplies, resupply, and figure out which crops we're going to plant, because I don't know how many we're actually going to be able to fit into this area yet. And we have even more honeycomb here ready. I should also get some glass bottles to get honey bottles, because I do think we're going to need those for crafting items as well. But let me get all of that sorted and I will be right back. Welcome back everyone. It's been a little bit. I was AFK for quite a while I was waiting for some materials, and I was also taking my dog on a WALK. I can't say the word, but as you can see I've got a bunch of stuff here. But what I'm hoping we can do is actually get our crop fields going. Now of course it is nighttime right now, but I want to go and figure out exactly where our crop plots are going to go. And I plan on kind of terracing them over into this front little hill over here, but I don't plan on having all of the different crops yet because I, first of all, don't have them all. I'm still missing some from the Farmer's Delight mod, but I did make some decisions on the ones that we're going to plant for this video, and the other ones we can plant later on. So here are the ones that we're going to plant. I have already chosen them all. So we've got strawberry, wheat, Farm and Charm onion, potato, carrot, and then we have the Farmer's Delight onions. And I'm thinking that we're actually going to plant these two in the same little pod. That way we don't have a separate one for onions. We can just do like half and half. I don't know how much these are used in recipes compared to how much we're going to need from all of the other ones. So those are going to share a pod. The rest will get their own pod. And then in the future, we can do the same thing with like the tomatoes and cabbage and lettuce and stuff. We're also going to need to do probably melons and pumpkins and sugarcane and stuff in the future, but for now, I just wanted to get some very basic ones in, and then in between episodes or in a future live stream, we can always get some more in. Obviously, the most important one here is probably going to be the wheat for our cows, but it's just important to get a little bit of a baseline going. That way we have some crops. We can always make golden carrots, or we can make baked potatoes to eat as well. And having our crops over here by the barn is just going to be so helpful so we can feed our cows and breed them very easily. Now I am gonna go ahead and just clear out these trees that we replanted earlier, because I do, like I said, I do want to terrace the crops up on this front hill. Now this is probably going to be a little bit of a trust the process moment. I have never personally made this type of crop field before, so it is going to be kind of an adventure for all of us. But I also think it's going to be very unique. It's going to look very different, and I'm very excited about it. So let's continue to clear out this. Sorry, I was thinking about something and then I didn't know what to say, and then I kind of stood there for a second. I'm pretty sure I've already talked about the weather, but I'm just going to mention again if I haven't that I think it's going to be up to like 30 degrees next week here in the Netherlands, and I'm not really looking forward to that. I really hope that it is going to be a mild summer. We haven't had a mild summer, and I don't mind a couple days of super warm temperatures, but we haven't had a mild summer in so long that it just is kind of annoying. Let's make some new shears. We'll grab some more leaves. I know 30 degrees Celsius probably doesn't seem that warm to some folks, but it is warm to me. I am a baby. I'm a winter girl, okay? Well, fall really, but winter is better. But enough about that. Let's grab some dirt from our backpack and we're gonna figure out what size we're gonna kind of make these. So let's just start experimenting a little bit. And maybe for the first one, we'll just start like right over here. Remove that torch and let's bring out some, well, okay. Instant grass there, but we're gonna go ahead and try to make like a semi-circular shape. It doesn't have to be like really circular, but I just want it to be kind of like different. I don't know. I just don't want these to be overly square and blocky. Okay, that is 7, but I don't think I like that. I think maybe 5 would be better. And then we'll bring it back over 2, and then we'll go back 3 over here. So maybe then we just fill this in. Again, we are trusting the process, and the worst thing that happens is that we don't like this and we have to start over. Now, the next thing we're going to need is a little bit of a border around here. So I am going to be using our stripped spruce and stripped dark oak for this. And we're just going to start, I guess, like right here. And we'll start with a dark oak, and then we'll swap to a spruce. And then the next one will be dark oak, and we'll go kind of like in a circular every other pattern. We'll do spruce. And I don't know if I love this. I think I want this to be a little bit flatter just so that there's a little bit less space to worry about building up. Does that make sense? I'm just a little bit silly here. Hold on. Like I said, we're trusting the process and we're going to make it work for us. And there's just, of course, a bunch of flowers in the way. So let me get rid of those. I don't really 100% know what I'm doing right now. I'm just kind of winging it, but that's okay. So let's do, well, not sideways. I don't understand why that one's sideways, but okay. Let's do spruce here, and then we'll do a dark oak. This is getting a little bit complicated. There's a lot of materials that we have. We've got some more spruce. And another spruce, and then a dark oak here. But then we also need to bring this back a couple blocks. And then we'll fill in this bit the same way. So dark oak and then spruce. We'll strip those. And then this here will be our last little bit, so it'll match up on the other side. And just like that, we have a crop pod. And next we're gonna put the water in the center. So if we come right here, I think this is the center block. We'll drop our water in. And we've got to, of course, make a hoe, because I don't have one. Why would I? And with that, we can start tilling the land here. Oops. Did not mean to place some dark oak logs. Gotta be careful. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe I did that again. Probably won't be the last time today, honestly. And then alongside the top, this is going to be kind of like a hear me out moment, but hear me out. So what if on the top of this, we used birch fences? Just for some like high contrast. And also it's kind of like, you know, the birch fences look like those little picket fences that you see in front of houses. And I just feel like those are really cute. Now let's just go ahead. We'll pop into free cam. Yeah, I feel like this is a good start. There's still some detailing that needs to be done, and we obviously need to pull these down. But some of the pods are going to be overlapping down here, so I don't want to pull them down yet until afterwards. But now let's go ahead and plant our wheat seeds. So we'll be done with this one until the wheat grows in so we can replant. And this one's right next to the cow, so I feel like it just makes the most sense to be wheat. And then I also want to light this up. So in the center, we have these oak lanterns, but I also want some oak fences, which I thought that I had. I don't know. Let's just make some more. That's the problem with your inventory always being such a mess. It's Frogcrafting backpack syndrome alive and well. All right, so we're just gonna grab a couple of oak fences here, and then we'll stack up 2 of them and put a lantern on top. And when the crops are grown in, you'll still be able to see the lantern on top, so I think that'll be very cute. Now, it looks a little bit awkward just kind of open like this, so maybe we can kind of just close it off a little bit with a couple of extra birch fences. And adding a few leaves never hurt anyone. And then I would also like to get the beginnings of a pathway through here if I can stop placing dark oak logs down on the path blocks. I don't know why I'm doing this so much. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just going to take them out of my offhand. That will solve that. But yeah, I just want to get like the beginnings of what our pathway is going to look like. And later on, we will replace that with our normal path blocks. So that's sort of the plan that I have for these. I mean, not really that it was a plan, but I want to get a couple more at varying heights in through here. And we'll just grab our dirt here, and don't worry, I have a bunch more in my backpack, and then we can just start placing in another one. But I don't want to place it at the same height. I want these to have kind of varying heights, so they look a little bit different from each other. Even though these are going to be the same shape, I just don't want them to be in the exact same positions, because I want this to look interesting, and like it has like movement, and like you built it with the land instead of like building the land around it, if that makes sense. Obviously, here in Minecraft, we will have to ignore the fact that I am going to be building up the land around it, sort of. But I am going to actually get started here, and I'm going to take a little talking break because I have talked quite a bit, so let's go get these in. All right, coming back in here, this was one pod. And oh my gosh, we are going to have to get rid of those soul torches underneath. I was hoping that we could use them, but it's fine that we cannot. I didn't expect the blue light to go through the tilled dirt. But in this pod, we'll go ahead and plant our onions. We'll plant both varieties. So on this side, we'll do these ones. And then on the other side, let me grab them. We will do the other ones from Farmer's Delight. But yeah, I was really hoping that we could use these soul torches. I think we probably could have if we weren't going to be tilling these, and it's completely fine. I just didn't want any mobs to spawn down here, so we can just use regular torches because they will be sort of the same color as the lanterns out there. We also need to come over here and fix that one dirt from that dark oak log. Hi, Dorito. Dorito is back, everyone. He would like to be acknowledged. And we'll go ahead and hoe that as well. Now, we do need to get some more fences of the birch type. And then just like before, we'll put our picket fences up here on the top. Now we got to make the terrain look a little bit smoother, which we will later. I just want to decide where all of the pods are going to be first. Oh yeah, I really like this. This is looking good. I love that they're variated heights. Even though they're similar shapes, it looks so good. I think we could bring another one in through here. Kind of like lower down over here, maybe? And then we could have two on this side, one over here and one down on the bottom too. All right, but with all that settled and decided, I think it's time for another little bit of a talking break. You guys enjoy the building and I will see y'all in a minute. Coming back in to say, of course, some pillagers spawned. And we're still on 120.1. So again, I don't want to murder the guy with the banner. I'm gonna have to let the other pillagers do it for me because I don't have a lava bucket or a flint and steel on me either. Hey, hello. Would you like to kill your captain in an act of mutiny that is so heinous that, well, you will feel so much guilt that afterwards I will have to end your life as well? Not me turning these pillagers into like a fantasy novel Game of Thrones-esque type thing. Yes, I know he's your best friend and confidant, but unfortunately it's for the good of the realm. For Fabloom Valley! Gosh, I would love to write a book someday, but I just don't think I have the imagination for it. Maybe I do, like I have good ideas, but then I just feel like I can't like expand on them or execute them in a good way. Although I will say I used to be a fanfic girly. I did used to write fanfics. Now, this is something that I do not talk about often because, you know, I feel like the judgment is out there from folks who do not like fanfiction. I mean, like, not that I'm ashamed of it, but I guess it's just like I never really posted my work or anything. It was just kind of like for me. So I don't know. Does that still count if you wrote fanfiction for yourself? That you wrote fanfiction? And don't ask me about what series I wrote fanfiction for, okay? I cannot tell you. I am legally obligated to never speak of it outside of the one draft I have of my story. It was Fallout 4. It was Fallout 4 fanfiction. Anyways, I hope you guys don't mind that I have been so quiet while we're building these up. I feel like there's just not that much I can say about them that I haven't already said in the first little bits. So I will be quiet again until we complete these, and thank you guys so much for understanding. Enjoy the building vibes. All right, coming back in just to say that I'm going to quickly pop into FreeCam and check on this one before we do the last one that we want to do. I feel like this is looking pretty good. The one part that looks a little bit weird to me right now is this wall right here, but I don't know what we can really do with that at this moment. If anything pops out to you guys with that, let me know in the comments, okay? And then we've just got to add some leaves and stuff around the sides. That'll look a lot better. But all right, it is time to get the last little crop pod done, and then we're going to put in our pathway, and then we'll be done with this video. So probably less than an hour left. And at this point, you know the drill. I am going to be quiet again while we build this last little one up, and then we will come back and do the pathway together. All right, coming back in to say, I guess this part counts as the pathway somewhat, as we do need to make a way to get down over here onto the side. So I am just going to kind of build up this little edge of the hill here, a little tiny bit, working with the terrain instead of against it here. I also just want to say once again, thank you guys for being understanding when I need a moment to just be quiet and get my little silly tasks done here in our Minecraft world. Truthfully, I have no idea what to talk about sometimes during these because I feel like I yap for the first 2 hours nonstop and then there's nothing left to say in my brain. So if you guys have any topic ideas, let me know. Or what do you guys like hearing me talk about while I do these? Let me know in the comments what you guys are thinking, what you guys are feeling. I don't know if you guys mind the silence or not. But this little pathway is coming out kind of cute, although we do need to kind of fix it up a little bit here on the sides. And I want to get rid of these trees, I think. Not that I really need the oak wood anymore, but they are kind of blocking where we'd be walking. So let's go ahead and just get rid of them. And I think one thing that we can definitely agree on over here is that we just need to put a bunch of leaves down so this looks a lot more overgrown. Kind of like a little pathway that's been built up and bushes have been put around it as like a fence kind of thing over time. And then we can take some of our oak fences and maybe drop in a couple of lanterns as well, just for the vibes. Just so it stays nice and lit up over here. All right, the next thing this area is missing is a little bit of bushes going up around here. So we can just go ahead and add a couple of them. Don't want to block the pathway too much, but this whole area up here, I kind of left a little bit bones bare. And this part still looks a little bit awkward to me, but there's not really much I can do about that right now. So let's replant our potatoes really quick. We've got to expand our crops as much as possible. All that steak we gathered earlier is basically gone. We have 3 left. Thankfully, we'll have a food source after this, though. And now that the crops are starting to grow in a little bit, I really, really like this. It's got a lot of charm. It's very different from the normal things that I would do in a Minecraft world. So it's kind of unique and different. Oops, those don't go there. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about these like little terrace crop things. They're obviously not very realistic. They're kind of like fantasy, like use your imagination inspired, you know, but I hope that you guys like them. All right, I need to just get rid of a bunch of stuff in my inventory again. Let's just put it all in here. We don't have time for all that, but I do want to keep out the leaves. That way we can keep making this look a little bit more overgrown over time. Earlier when we finished the barn, we did talk about doing this a little bit out here, but I just wanted to make sure that we had enough room for all of our crops first. Luckily we did, so we can just go ahead and kind of decorate up a little bit and replant all of our seeds that are done. Not that we have a ton of seeds over here in the wheat. These are taking forever. All right. Well, before we work on the pathway and take a final look into free cam, we need to go down to the bottom and put some more leaves down among the waterway down here. Because down here it's still looking a little bit awkward, but then we should be able to start putting in our pathway after this. And we're just going to bring these leaves kind of messy all the way around and just make this whole thing look so overgrown. Again, this is a preference thing. I love a smattering of leaves. A good smattering of leaves is my favorite amount. I don't really know how many that's supposed to mean, but it means however many you think it means, you know? Smattering is not a real word. I'm constantly making up words in Longplays. Have you guys noticed that? I'm just constantly making up words in here. All right, with all of these placed, I think let's pop into free cam, just take a look. Oh yeah, that's cute. That helps a lot in my opinion. It looked a little bit weird before then, but I feel like it actually really helps. Yeah, I think that this is good. The only thing is that it looks a little bit empty, and that's because not all of the crops have grown in, obviously. Some of them are taking quite a while. So I think what I'm going to do before we come back and put the pathway in is do a little bit of AFKing. It's not really what I want to do, but this could take quite a while for all of the crops to grow in. So I feel like it'll probably just be better in the long term if I wait. And then when we come back, we can see what it looks like and put the pathway in, and then we will be done with the video. So yeah, I'm gonna grab all the rest of this stuff that's kind of floating around, and I will see you guys in a little bit. All right, we are back and we are ready to put on the final touches for our pathway in our barn area. We've got a bunch of cobblestone, gravel, cobbled limestone, the mossy limestone. But I've also included some of these bricks and some of the polished just to be a little bit interesting and fun. Also, in case I haven't mentioned, I'm not going to worry about connecting the barn pathway through over to our house yet, just because this is going to require some work, I think, and I just don't have time today. And beyond that, I need to clear out all the trees and the mangrove roots and the vines and stuff and make this a lot neater before I can actually, like, you know, fully connect them. And to start off here, let's go ahead and finalize a kind of pathway in front of the barn. It doesn't have to be perfect, just kind of like a little bit of a flow for us to follow. And then we can start hollowing that. But also, I think here, I'm just going to leave this as path block. And I will change that later if we want to change it. I don't know how I want that to be yet. But we're just going to start hollowing out our pathway, and then we can place down all of our, you know, dirt and stuff variants. Not dirt, I meant stone. I'm gonna leave this little farming pathway, and I think it's gonna be really cool if we have like multiple different kinds of pathway kind of converging on each other, just so you can show like the difference between like all the different areas. At least that's my plans for this area. Also, all of our crops are completely grown in and they are looking fantastic. I'm not gonna show you guys a full reveal yet though until the pathway is in. I gotta keep some suspense. I went into free cam way too many times earlier. But with not checking my work, I have to be a little bit more, I guess, intentional with all the spaces that I dig out, because once I dig all this out, I'm not going to want to like change it. And so I hope that I like it once we're done. I do feel like that's something that I kind of do a lot ever since I started using FreeCam, is always checking on what my build looks like. And it's helpful when you're building in survival, but also sometimes it's nice to just kind of build on the fly too and adjust things as you go. There's nothing wrong with either one of those. And I think just something like this, something kind of like, I don't know, it's not really curving, it's kind of like a diagonal line. We'll just go with something like this for now. We can always swap it up a little bit later, or mix it up, I should say. But now we can start placing this all in and randomly filling in our little bits and bobs of cobblestone. Sprinkle in some of our cobbled limestone as well. I am still obsessed with this texture, by the way. It feels like what cobblestone should be. Even though I really, really like vanilla cobblestone and the Mizuno's cobblestone, this cobblestone with just like a little bit of like a softer edge is just so nice. Again, there's no right or wrong way to make your pathways. I am just going to sprinkle in little clusters of blocks in between the main blocks. And at the end, I'm just going to hope that it's something that I kind of like. And so far, this is looking pretty good. Also, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, so I apologize if I've talked about this before, but putting in a pathway is actually one of my favorite parts of building, because then I usually do it like last. So when I finally get around to doing it, it finally feels like I'm putting in like a real, you know, landmark or a real way to get to a place. And then it feels really like ingrained in part of my world. And obviously it's not just about the pathway, it's also about like the story and the lore and like how people move around and the things that are around it, the decorations. But having official pathways is just one way that I feel like really upgrades your world and kind of gives you that feeling that it's all belonging together. And yeah, I don't know, it's just a really comfy, cozy part of building. It's also usually one of the easier things to do at the end, like the very, very end before you get into like custom trees and stuff like that. So for me, I always love seeing a pathway come through. Sorry, I thought I was gonna sneeze, so I stood there for a second. I apologize. Okay, and for the crop plots, we can just kind of connect them with like a little bit of a dirt path. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. We should do that over here as well. Oh, well. Can we all agree that the amount of iron shovels that I have broken in this video is just too many? I have not been keeping track. If anyone has been keeping track, let me know. One thing I do think we're missing a little bit of is some like fencing and leaves and lights. So let's go ahead and grab our leaves and we'll grab our lights and also our sawmill. And of course I forgot the oak logs. That's just, oh, they went into the crafting table. Oh my gosh, I always forget to close that. I genuinely annoy myself when I forget to do things like that. So apologies if anyone else is also annoyed. It's very, very annoying to me. But hopefully this is going to be our last video relying on iron tools. Hopefully next video we'll be able to craft up some diamond ones. We do have 38 levels, no XP farm, but I mean 38 levels, we can probably get a couple of decent enchants off of that. But honestly, that kind of thought is a future frogcrafting problem because right now I have no problems. I am very, very happy. We have completed almost a full build today and it's looking very, very cute. Let's go ahead and just drop some in over here. I don't want them to be too close to the other fences, but you know, at the same time, it's fine. More light was never a bad thing when it comes to mobs and creepers and stuff spawning. Oh, and you know what? In my backpack, I actually have a couple of flowers that we could pop around. So maybe just like one here. And these lilacs are actually some of my favorites. I love these in Mizunos. They are so, so beautiful. And then we've got some oxeye daisies as well. Just drop those in random spots. And we have some pink tulips too, which feels like we're kind of dropping a lot of them over here. Oh, that happening is because of the dense flowers mod. So it's a mod that kind of fills in the gaps with the flowers and it looks really, really cute. Oh, also thinking about this right now before I forget, I figured out what to put in the troughs over here. So it is actually wheat seeds. I thought it would be wheat, but it was not wheat. So we can breed our cows with just our wheat, but if we have a bunch of wheat seeds too, we can actually put wheat seeds in here and then they can automatically eat the wheat seeds whenever they are like ready to breed and they'll breed themselves. Like there it goes. And I still get XP for that. I didn't even have to do anything. So that is pretty cool. Also another way that we can use our wheat seeds that we're probably going to get a bunch of from our little wheat farm over there. So very, very excited about that. I'll have to make sure that I come back and check on that. I just don't have any more wheat seeds right now because it took them all to actually go into the field, but we have a full field, so. Wow, look at how good that looks. Oh, the pathway really, really brings it together. I really love that. Now, don't get me wrong, this build is a little bit chaotic, but I actually think I really like that chaos, especially because it's a farm, you know? So the one thing I will note is that these lanterns seem just a little tiny bit too much. They're in front of the barn, kind of like block the entry to the barn a little bit. So just removing those I think is going to help a little bit there. Overall, I think it's very warm and cozy. It's very warm toned and a lot of good vibes from this place. But I think that's going to be it for today's video. It's been a long one. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching it as much as I have enjoyed filming it. Let me know your ideas for this world in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next one, okay? Bye-bye now!